I said it again for everyone watching. We're alive. Hi. Oh, God. Okay, this is Techquila. We're here. This is the first time we're streaming on Twitch. This is the thing that I'm doing for some reason. Okay, so today we are ranking the Pokemon mainline games. We've come up with the criteria. It's super, super detailed and thought out. We spent hours racking our minds.
Number 1, Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Almia.
There you go.
It's done.
I'm okay with that. I agree. We're done. Goodbye. Okay, so soft intro for what I'm actually going to put in the audio version of the podcast. Or not even soft intro. This is a very hard intro. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. So today with me I have, to talk about Pokemon, I have Joe Padilla, who's been on before.
Howdy.
And then I have, for the first time ever, Mr.
Jose Quintero.
Hi,
team.
Okay, so here we are to rank these games. So we have this criteria that we're going to use, and the criteria is as such. First, the quality of the Pokemon from the generation or game that are new. And I guess if, I don't know, if it's like Emerald version where there's no new Pokemon introduced, we'll just use that as like Gen 3 in general, right? We'll score based on that. And then story or lore is the second one. The third one is the impact when it came out on the series, like the mechanics it introduced or anything else that it introduced. And then the fourth metric we have is replayability, and that is a subjective thing, depending on we talked about it earlier, and it'll play out fine. Don't worry about it.
As opposed to the Pokemon rankings, which is not subjective.
No. And so
objective.
I've assembled us here to come up with, this will be the objective ranking of the series right here, right now.
Well, if it was subjective, we would say Stunfisk is the best Pokemon and end this podcast right now.
That is true.
It's the best one.
I mean, the subreddit is called R Stunfisk for a reason.
Is it really?
Yeah, this is the competitive one.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Okay, so we are starting with, me and Jose are going to be drinking tequila. I am drinking, me and Jose are drinking Cimarron. And then Joe, because Joe does not drink often, is drinking...
Revolution Brewing Rosa Hibiscus Ale. Cool.
Show the camera.
Oh, fine. Branding.
There you go.
Sponsor us, Rev Brew.
That's right. I mean, they're dope.
So you've been doing this podcast for a while now, but this is the first time people are going to see you actually drink.
Well, so in a while, I did a few Facebook Lives once upon a time, but that was like literally years ago. So yeah, it's probably the first time people are seeing me drink.
Cool.
Considering like 3 people have watched us. Anyway, salud.
Salud.
Cheers to the 3 of you out there.
Boom. That's right. Okay, I gotta start this damn timer.
That's pretty good.
Boom. Timer started. Okay, 10 minutes on the clock. Now, first and foremost, we have to start ranking. So, we're going to rank... I guess let's just go in chronological order, right? Let's do... do you want to separate red and blue? Red and blue are the same to me. If you want to separate them, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the only differences are, like, different Pokemon in there, like... Hitmonchan is in one, Hitmonlee is in another.
Like Growlithe is... Like Growlithe and Vulpix.
Right.
Yes.
Are
So
separated.
let's just call them Gen 1.
Right.
Yeah, OG Gen 1.
Right.
OG
Not
Gen
yellow.
1. Right.
Okay. So, the actual Pokemon.
You have to go full 5. You have to. You have. It's first gen.
You don't.
I'm doing it.
Well, I think the first thing we got to do is
I'm doing full 5
talk
on
about
mine.
the starters in every generation.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Okay.
Like the starters and the rest.
Okay, so
of
like,
Pokemon are...
yeah, dude, the starters. I mean, like, here's a really ugly interpretation.
It's not ugly. This is my Charmander. My Charmander.
He has a for audio people. He has a Charmander pillow that's hideous.
Oh, shit, why didn't I bring my Meryl plushie?
Oh,
Ugh. Darn. Missed opportunities.
No, so you got Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. I think they're all fucking great. They're all on point.
Fantastic.
Right.
The good starters, yeah.
Well, then the rest of the Pokemon are also fucking great.
Right. Well, you know how they
No,
just
obviously
did...
not all of them. Like Jinx.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yes.
Let's not talk about that. But
so mistakes were made in Generation 1. We've established
one
that.
huge mistake with Jinx. And then, like, I don't know. People shit on Gen 1 or Gen 5 for being weird with like the ice cream Pokemon, but there's like equally weird Pokemon in this one that are also dumb. Like Magneton is an eyeball with magnets and screws in it. Like that's fucking weird. I don't know.
I'd say Gen 1 overall has good Pokemon, like good designs and everything. I think that there are other generations that have better ones. This is like the one that kickstarted it, so I'd give it like a 4.
Okay, fine.
I mean, you can do. Yeah, you can score it however you want.
I'm doing 5 because that's what makes sense. Okay, story or lore? I mean, like, I feel like this also has to be a 5, if I'm being frank.
Really?
Or like a 4.
I feel like this is the one game that has the least story of all of them.
I can tell you haven't played Sun and Moon. JK, that does have a lot of story, but yeah, but it's also the first one.
Right, but I feel like, okay, so you know how in that first Pokemon episode, the one legendary we see is Ho-Oh?
Yeah.
Right, so like there's a lot of lore in Pokemon, but it's not introduced until Gen 2. So this first one is really just like the JRPG basic.
That's fair.
I think this is the one...
here's the thing, are we reviewing within the context of retrospect, or are we reviewing within the context of when it came out? You know what I mean?
I think that comes in the later category.
Sure. And with replayability, you mean?
With impact when came out / mechanics.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I mean, this one's an easy 5 for impact.
Right.
So,
okay, I see.
So I guess it's up to you. If the world of Pokemon as a world is enough story for you, then...
You're right. No, okay, cool. So then like what? A 3 or a 4 then?
I'd give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
I'm going to go lower here.
You can do whatever you want.
Damn. Jose's like, I'm copying you, Jose. Jose's like, fuck Gen 1.
We'll see.
Alright.
What's your Twitter so everyone can fucking berate you for this opinion?
I don't
so 3 people can berate you.
That's right. Okay, so we got that. And then, like, Impact when it came out, okay,
that's a 5.
Yeah, because
game
it's like
changer.
There's no...
the first fucking game ever. Okay. Replayability, very low for me.
This is gonna hurt it. Yeah.
Very low. Because I got the commemorative 3DS, the Pokemon one that came with both games. Was it both or just one? Both. And I started playing, this was like a couple years ago, like a year or 2 ago. I started playing it on there. And I mean, like, look, nostalgia factor, huge, really fun. The graphics really, it's hard to go back to games with that kind of graphics after playing, what we play now. The graphics just make your eyes bleed. I know for some people that's like the novelty of retro gaming and that kind of graphics is like, what draws you to games like that. But for me, also the sprites.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not great sprite work either.
It's awful sprite work.
The Pokemon Yellow sprites are fine. But
they get so much better in Yellow.
Red and Blues are not good.
Yeah. Like,
and when you look at like what other games are doing with sprite work at that time, and even years before it, I mean, you really can't. They do not look good at all.
Right.
So, I'd say like a 2.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm gonna be harsh.
Yeah.
I'm hitting this shit with a 1.
Oof.
I'm being real harsh.
We do have a lot of games ahead of us.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to taking into account what you said about the story and lore, I'm trying to keep it 100 with this shit.
So, are we including Yellow in that then?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing Yellow now.
Okay.
For the next one, right?
Yes.
And so we would say Pokemon, I guess you give it the same score as first gen, because it's the same gen, same context. Story, lore, same shit. Well, I don't know. The difference is you're playing as Ash versus Red.
Right, so it's following the manga a little bit. Like there's Jesse James and...
Is the manga Ash? I thought the manga was Red. The anime is Ash.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference. I don't like Ash as a character. I'm not a huge fan of the anime. I love Red. I think Ash is like a little bitch version of Red.
Anyway. So I guess we give it a 4 then for story and lore.
Yeah, I mean, I gave the last one a 3. You can give it a 4 for the novelty of being Ash and it being a little different. Maybe a 3.5 because that was actually kind of fun back then.
Ooh, 0.5's being introduced.
I'm throwing it out there, man.
I'm gonna hit it with 3.
Are we? Do I have to keep it full integers?
No, it's good.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can go.
I'll
decimal.
give it a 4.5 then.
There you go. Okay, so impact in terms of mechanics. I mean,
they introduced a Pokemon following you.
well, this is impact and or mechanics. Sorry, we already said first gen was like fucking huge impact because it was the first one, and the Pikachu following you is like a thing that people
Asked for
want
it.
in
love it.
every fucking game now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's like a 5. That's like a 6 if we could.
Like way ahead of its time.
Because people are like, I want Pokemon following me all the time. People fucking love that shit. They eat that shit up. Replayability, same shit. This is more or less the same.
Yes.
Although because of like the better sprite work and such, and that might be it might be a
fair
bit
enough.
higher.
I agree.
I'd give it a 3 with that because it.
Damn, that's generous, son.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
well, if
maybe,
you gave the last one a 2, then I guess a 3 makes sense.
Yeah.
When are we revealing our scores for this?
We'll sum them up at the end, and then we'll try to sort them out.
You have to watch the whole thing.
That's right.
That's gonna get him.
That's right. That's the line, hook, and sinker.
So good at marketing.
I'm the best that ever was. To catch them is my real test.
Gotta rank them all.
To train them is my cause.
I'm not going to finish that for you.
Here, scoot in. You're like out of the frame. Get in here. There you go. This way.
Ooh. Okay, fine.
There you go. And we're just gonna exclude Jose. We're gonna like.
I'm just really tiny here.
I mean, scoot in as well. We'll get friendly. My webcam sucks. Okay, so we're going on a Gen 2, I guess now.
Yep.
Okay, Gen 2. Also, I'm gonna check the timer. Where are we at, timer? Hello, mouse. Oh god, I shouldn't have looked.
All right, we're reviewing about 10 minutes per gen. That's
a good
rate of review.
That's a good clip. Okay, Gen 2.
Man, Gen 2. Gen 2 was my first Game Boy game. It was my first,
That was your first Game Boy?
JRPG.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
So
Same
you
here.
played Gen 2 before Gen 1.
Yes, I got
see,
Gen 2
this is-
first, and then I got Yellow.
This is
and
where
then
we.
I got Red.
This is where we part. I had Blue when I was 7, in like one of those Costco packs that was like Tommy Hilfiger branded for some reason. The Game Boy Color I got, which is weird. And then I played Gen 2 after Yellow version. You started with Crystal, I know that much. Joe started with Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play Gold? You played Gold and Silver eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I played Gold and Silver after that. And yeah, so basically I played Crystal, then Yellow, then Gold and Silver. So, so
damn.
weird.
Backtracking. Okay.
And
So
then Red and Blue at some point.
Gen 2. I guess this applies to Crystal too. The Pokemon, for
5.
me, yeah, fucking straight
Fucking
up
5.
Straight up
Yes.
5.
Best generation. Best generation based on Pokemon
Yeah.
design.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's so many good... Even, like, the ones
Introduction
that
of
are,
Dark
like...
and Steel types, too.
Right, the Dark and Steel type, I think that'll go to the third category.
Mhm.
But,
I love the starters, man. The starters are good.
fucking Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita's a
Chikorita.
little boring for me.
Man, I love Chikorita. Chikorita was the first Pokemon. I will love Chikorita forever.
Chikorita, Bayleaf, and Meganium, also amazing designs. I absolutely love their designs.
Yes.
But I just wish they were better in battle.
Yeah.
Because they are absolutely...
I like the way Bayleaf looks more than Meganium, personally. I think Bayleaf looks cooler.
You know
Yeah,
what?
sure.
You know what? Bayleaf and Meganium were though. They were dependable. They would not die. Those Pokemon had such
Yeah.
high
But you know why?
defense
Because
and
they...
such high
Yeah,
HP.
the I think it was the special defense. That's the shot timer. It's the Blood Moon.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Give
Drink
me
up.
that bottle, girl.
You
Cimarron.
can take it yourself.
Here we go.
This is weird. It's like a little bit delayed on the video preview. So I'll like do something and then it... Anyway. Can you tell I've never been on Twitch before?
Hold on. I'm going to cut this from the audio, but the video's being weird. For those of you watching live, for some reason you can't see the tier maker thing. Oh, there it is. Yay! Okay, so, pouring up. What the fuck? It went away. Now you can't see it.
Here, you do that. I will. I'll pour. Oh, it's poured.
It's like magic.
Oh god. Oh god, I'm moving things. I shouldn't have moved things. I meant to
Damn
move
it, Daniel.
Not gonna get better. I can tell you that.
It's all downhill from here.
There.
Why are we
Okay.
so big now? I don't want to see everyone's pores.
Cheers.
Salud. Fuck. I'll get this over here.
Don't laugh.
I hear you. Oh,
So
fuck.
story, lore, Gen 2.
This one's pretty cool. It's got a lot of cool lore.
So, God, the whole going back to Kanto thing is controversial. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh, I love it, man. Okay, so this game I think is very ahead of its time in that.
Oh, I need to
it
start the
has
timer. Sorry.
environmental storytelling, like Dark Souls and those kinds of games. You know, like the main story is you and your rival, but then there's like the history of Pokemon and the legendary Pokemon scattered all over the town. You get it by talking to people and the kimono girls and like signs in the
That
towers.
part,
I think it's super cool.
I love that shit, and also like, okay, timer finally started. There we go. And like, yeah, the kimono girls are fucking dope. The like the fact that like, cause okay, so the analog is like Kanto is like the Tokyo area, right, and then Johto is supposed to be like Kyoto, and the Kyoto analog is so fucking good. And I didn't even know this, you know, when I was a kid playing them, I didn't
Right.
fucking know history and culture and shit. And now that I'm older, I'm like, oh shit, this is a very good like stand-in for Kyoto and like the history of the region and stuff, because it's like part of like the old capital of Japan kind of thing. Super dope, super cool. All these like pagoda structures that are beautiful. Yeah. So for the story, God, the one part of the story that I think is controversial is going back to Kanto. Most people love it. I would say that Kanto felt, when you went to it, empty as fuck. Like, there really wasn't much going on. Like, yeah, you got the gym badges, and but, like, other than the gym badges, I don't know. It just felt like devoid of life, almost.
It was very rushed. Like, you just kind of raised your way through it. I do agree that it was ahead of its time, and it was a really cool feature, but it definitely could have been more fleshed out.
Sure.
But it was extra. I don't know.
It was extra.
I mean,
Also, the whole, like, red thing
Yes.
at Mount
yes,
Silver
that
Awesome.
was so cool.
is fucking amazing. I gotta scooch in for the camera here. Yeah. The red thing is fucking amazing. The rival is one of the best rivals.
yeah.
Silver, I guess, is the canon name. One of the best rivals. Giovanni's kid. Him peering into the lab in the beginning. The interactions that you have with him versus the other rivals.
The whole possible lore about Reiko, Suicune, and Entei, and
Right.
the burned tower and everything, and everything around
Like dogs that
Equity.
died or something,
Yeah.
and then got
I mean, yeah, I
Incarnated.
love that. And
Okay.
then you have to chase them
We're
around.
all
Right. And
we're all
that's a really
swooning
cool
over
mechanic.
this.
It'll
It's
get
clearly
there, yeah.
it's clearly a
We
5.
like it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 5. Gen 2 is a 5.
Yep.
Despite Kanto being kind of lame. What's the next one? Impact
Impact.
when it came out. Okay, so we're talking about Impact when it came out. The Dark and Steel type, balancing Psychic being OP as fuck
Yeah.
in Gen 1 was really important.
Man, the Pokemon designs, the upgrade from Gen 1 to Gen 2 was fantastic.
Like the sprite work was
Yeah.
fucking dope.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
The colors were really good because the first one was like all monochromatic.
Yeah, it was a Game Boy,
Yep.
just Game Boy game,
Right.
and then it got re-released as Game Boy
Right.
Color.
When you
came out.
played it on the color though, I think red was like red.
Yeah,
Like
and blue was blue. Yeah.
Right, like black and white,
Yeah.
monochromatic, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
black and white in red, and then yellow was yellow. Yeah. I guess green was green. I never played it. I don't speak Japanese.
On that note, I didn't speak English when I got it, and I got stuck. You know when you have to go get that Togepi egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not get the instructions, man. So I spent like 5 months like stuck in that first thing, just leveling up my Chikorita against Pidgeys, until I found a magazine in Spanish at a grocery store that had like how to beat the first fight.
No
Just because I didn't
shit.
speak English.
Yeah. Huh.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Then the whole game started, and I was like, "Whoa, there's more to this than
Yeah.
the starting area and Pidgeys."
That's a good point.
It's pretty cool.
That's a good point because I did learn like English vocabulary from the game
Oh,
as a kid. Like I learned what the word absorb meant from the game, shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of battle vocabulary for us when we were
Right.
kids.
Right.
I felt like when I was a kid, I won like a spelling bee, and I felt like a good like 1/4 the words. I was like, it's a move in Pokemon. Like, it's great.
Okay, so Impact when it came out in features, right, or mechanics, the stuff that's never returned. Well, Day and Night's no, has Day and Night returned?
Seasons have come back.
Seasons
in,
was 5th gen.
but I don't know if Day and Night.
I don't think Day and Night's come back.
Day and Night. Well, yeah, because
There's Sun and Moon.
yeah, and Sun and Moon.
That's the
has
only
it,
one, though.
and,
Oh, and X and Y.
well, I mean, I think all the games
Does
have
X and Y
like
have
some
Day and
sort of, have some sort of day and night mechanic because of like Pokemon that can only evolve at night, like in 3rd gen, with Beautifly and Dustox.
I thought that was just
Right.
at random. Was that Day and Night?
No, yeah, it's day and night.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right.
Okay, so cycles, berries were introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roaming Pokemon, like you said, like the 3 legendary dogs were introduced.
The radio.
The
Oh, that
radio,
was
so
great.
cool.
The fucking
Yeah.
radio.
And rebattling trainers.
The radio
through
hasn't come back. Yeah,
Wow.
rebattling. But the radio hasn't come back, and I'm so pissed. Because I love the radio.
Yeah.
You got the
What
radio
was it called?
station and
The-
everything. That's a great game.
The apricorns or something like that. That they
The apricot balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
The balls like Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt.
Oh, okay. This is clearly also a fucking.
Although
Is this nostalgia or are we?
I'm
is
gonna
this
I'm
actually
gonna give
fun?
this one a 4.5 though, because it still has the because it doesn't have the physical special split yet.
Fair.
So because when I was this goes into replayability, I guess. But when I was replaying it, I got very annoyed that, like, as I had mentioned earlier, Ice Punch is a special move, even though it's a punch.
I'm going forward then.
Right.
I don't know. 4 is kind of harsh.
I'm giving it a 4.5.
I agree with the 4.5.
Replayability, I think like this is barely better than 1st gen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. It's hard to. Like, Game Boy Color graphics are just
Right.
old.
And obviously, folks,
Yes.
I don't know if you see this on the screen. You might not, but we're doing this. Yeah, you see it. We're doing this, even though it's
Or you don't.
going black at some point. Whatever. Anyway, we're doing this based on this not being the remakes, right? That's how we're doing this. It's Gen 2, not remakes. Remakes will come to in a bit. So like replayability.
I mean, for me, it's not really the graphics, like, because part of it is I'm very nostalgic for that because it was my first JRPG and everything, but it's mostly just the actual game mechanics. Like, I was really, like, having gone from Ultra Moon to Crystal, I was like, oh, there's so many Pokemon that aren't here. There's so many moves that aren't here. Like, it's just, it feels pretty bare bones.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Also, good point is the physical special split. Like, that's fucking huge. In like, sensical shit.
Yeah. So that would be like I'd give it a 3.
I might go like a little harsher, like 2.5.
I'm gonna give it a. It's hard to grade them without thinking about a Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Right?
We'll get
Like,
there.
Yeah.
Right. So like replayability kind of gets. I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Yeah. Okay, so Crystal then. We're moving on to Crystal. I think it's gonna be like Yellow, where it's like a lot of the same stuff, more or less, right? It's because it's still Gen 2. We're still in the same gen. But
What is
what did Crystal do different? The roaming.
Queen's like role in Crystal. I can't remember actually what
He or she or it, however you want to gender Suicune, like guides you through the region kind of thing, and like interacts with you, and it's like, hey, what's up, and then like runs away,
Right.
kind of thing, right? And then like hops off. The animation for it hopping off was funny. Instead of running, it was like bloop, 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 bloop.
And there was what was his name? Eugene. That.
Oh, the guy with the cape and shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, Pokemon games in capes.
So
I'm a sucker for a
I
cape.
think this would be. I might have to reevaluate the Gen 2 story, put it at a 4.5, and put this at a 5. You know what I mean? Because like Crystal turned up the notch on the story mode, and that's about it. Did it add the? No, I'm thinking of Emerald, the battle Seviper thing.
Did Crystal have like moving animations when entering
Yes.
battle? Because Gold and Silver,
Yes, it
I don't
did.
believe had that, right?
That was one of the things that was advertised. I remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pokemon gets the same as Gen 2, right? It's
This is
5. It's the same shit.
Amazing.
Story and lore, I'm going to go back to Gen 2 in general, Gold and Silver, give it a 4.5, and I'm going to give this a 5, because it's elaborated on it. For, what do we have? Impact and mechanisms, same stuff, except adding the moving sprites was actually fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that's something people are still asking for.
What else was
they
added?
do want good.
Oh, yeah, like good
like
sprites.
battle animations.
Of
and
course.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. But they added, is that it in terms of like, there was no mechanics or anything.
That might be it. And
I don't think that there are other mechanics that were added.
Yeah, we'll just go off of that. So same, I guess, being fair to it. And then replayability, same. Maybe marginally better. Joe has some nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 3.5.
I saw you going.
Just so it's a little bit higher. Just because I really love those animations.
Okay, Gen 3. Ruby Sapphire. You want to know which one I got?
Which one did you get?
Because we were talking about this earlier, and he was going to, like, judge my character based on...
I wasn't judge your character. I just wanted what kind of guy you
You're going to, like, kill me. I got Ruby. Because Groudon looked cool as fuck. And I was like, I want that one. I liked Ruby as a
Sapphire. Because I feel like this is one of the only gens where, like, one of the legendaries just has attacks that are super effective against the other one. Just like Kyogre would win in a battle.
Yeah, for sure. 100% true. But in terms of one effective against the other...
I mean, Blastoise and Charizard are clearly...
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
There's the... Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Got to pour it up. Yeah, so...
This is going to be all the music for the Breath of the Wild sequel. It's just going to be the Blood Moon for the entirety of the game.
I mean, that would, like, get the ambiance they wanted in the game.
I'm super down for them, and I'm a sucker for Legend of Zelda sequels, too.
Oh, dude.
That's when the creators get weird
Aren't we
about their
all?
games.
All of us are.
Yeah, totally.
Jesus, I'm not sober. It's already hitting me. Anyway.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Cheers. Salud.
Fuck. I might take a minute to start the timer again.
So Gen 3.
What were we saying? Yeah. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah,
people
Gen
don't
3.
like Gen 3, right? Gen 3 is controversial.
People hate on Gen 3, and I've gone back and forth on it, but I remember, and this is subjective to when you played it, where you were in your life, in age, and where you were, and all that shit in general. But Gen 3, I think I at the time liked even more than Gen 2 personally. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was different enough where it felt super novel and super fun, and obviously it was still following the like cookie cutter Pokemon formula. But for instance, talking about the first metric, the Pokemon are like a 5 for me. Fucking knock it out, like Duskull.
I agree.
The Pokemon are so good.
So I'm shocked that you're like I thought I was gonna be the only one like playing for Gen 3 because I love it. I did research. I have arguments prepared for this. I was like ready to.
You were prepared.
Yeah, no, because I love Gen 3, man.
Gen 3
okay,
has
timer starting now.
Gen 3 has some of my favorite Pokemon, like Duskull, and my absolute favorite Pokemon is Bayonet.
Solid ghost Pokemon.
Yep.
Solid.
Milotic.
Milotic.
Yeah, if you could get it.
Yes,
if
which
you
I
could get it
could.
in Gen 3.
I love Aaron.
Oh, dude,
Little
yes!
tiny little- Oh, I love him so
Well, and
much.
Aggron is also fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
the entire evolutionary line.
The Mega is garbage.
Yeah, the Mega is
Aggron's
trash.
garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
No doubt. No doubt.
I'm trying to think. There's some that I'm not crazy about.
What are you giving it? What do you just say with the
I'd
number?
like a 4. Yeah.
Okay. Are we influencing? Feel free to shit on it.
No.
Okay.
No. Like that's no. I really love a lot of these designs and stuff, but there are some of them that I'm trying to think of ones that I don't necessarily like Volby, Illumise, the Pokemon that were supposed to be essentially Caterpie and Weedle with
In 3?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where you talk about
Wurmple.
Yeah.
And
Wurmple
Dustox
and
and
it goes in
Beautifly.
there. Yeah.
I think bug Pokemon tend to be uninspired sometimes.
Yeah. I think in this gen, though, I actually thought they were really fun looking. Like, Beautifly was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I thought Beautifly and Dustox were cool.
I didn't like Beautifly.
It is kind of like
I didn't really like Beautifly up until later generations when you get to Quiver Dance, because Quiver Dance
is a fucking sick move.
It's so good.
That's a good move.
And it turns any bad Pokemon into a good one.
Right.
What's your starter in this generation?
Trico.
Ooh, my first one. I think the first. I don't remember. The first. I think the first. The first time I ever played it, I think it was Torchic. But my favorite now is Mudkip.
I love Mudkip.
Mudkip is
my first one was Mudkip. Blaziken is one of the, everyone's favorite Pokemon.
Blaziken's dope.
Did you see that Reddit thread where they did
the first firefighting?
Oh my god!
It's truly trend-setting.
I come to think of it, I think because I first got Sapphire, and I first got Sapphire and I had Mudkip, and then I got Ruby and I had Trico, and then I got Emerald and I had Torchic.
So you tried all of them?
Yeah.
I think I did as well. I don't think I ever tried Trico, actually.
Trico's great. Trico has an attitude.
Mm-hmm. Trico is cool as a grass type, but the other two I like so much more that Trico got overshadowed.
Man, what was that Swampert move where it was like surf but with mud?
A Muddy Water.
Yeah,
that was
Muddy
like
Water is cool.
super great.
Yeah.
It was a really good move.
Yeah.
It was still water type or was it ground type?
It was a water type move.
Okay.
But it had a special effect. Like I feel like
Accuracy
that's one of the
drop.
right.
Oh, so it's not as good.
No. It did have lower accuracy, but it had a chance.
Power?
It had a chance to lower the opponent's accuracy.
Right.
Yeah, that was dope.
Cool.
This is gonna be hard to separate them later because we're just every gen so far has gotten 5s, and I like.
They're really,
I like
it's a
Pokemon
really good
a lot.
I like
series.
Pokemon.
It's a really good series of games.
You might have noticed.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna need to like.
We're gonna fight in Gen 5 though.
See, this is why we're doing the tiers later because everything would be an A.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Story and lore.
Please keep singing in sync. No, I'm serious. Go. Story and lore.
I think this is weak.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, but I do think it's weak.
The teams are so ridiculous.
They
it's
are.
Like,
Context, the way I met Joe, we were doing political organizing, and Joe was wearing a beanie that had Team Aqua on it, and I was like, yo! And then this.
but that's more because I really love black stripe things, so...
Well, and the Sailor thing is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's just I just love Team Aqua aesthetically, right. But in terms of
their philosophy,
I don't really want to expand the sea.
Right.
Not really.
Yes.
I don't want to expand land.
These are poorly thought ideologies.
As a kid, I liked it, but like shortly after, like when I played it, I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought the story was great. I really liked it. After the fact, like if we're talking about giving it context with other games or maybe just growing up or whatever the fuck. Really fucking dumb. The story is really stupid. I don't know.
Have you seen? So I think that Team Aqua and Magma like have afterlives in popular culture. Like people love the the merch is good.
But I think it's because of their aesthetic and stuff.
Right. Like they have like. Have you seen that comic of like Pokemon Trainer dates Team Magma Grunt? It's fantastic.
This sounds like NSFW.
No, it's super silly.
Okay.
It's very silly. It's just like a Team Magma Grunt is dating the Pokemon trainer, the main character.
Sure.
And she
Brandon
has to deal
or
with
whatever.
Yeah, and she has to deal
Brandon.
with like what that means for her at work, and it's a really sweet comic. It's great.
Okay.
Look it up.
Say
I'm gonna give it one of the lower ones. I think.
Yeah.
This is a downgrade from the other.
Yeah, I did like. I will say in its favor, and I'm still gonna grade it low. But in its favor, I did like the gyms. I thought the gyms were pretty fun.
Gyms are great.
Well, environments are fantastic.
Not Steven, but the guy who's in the city that's a crater, just something-opolis.
Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace is the trainer, and then I forget the name of the city. It's like
Sutopolis?
Sotopolis, some shit like that.
Well, okay, so that's something we have to
That
talk
was a
about,
cool
I guess.
city.
Like, are we
Ooh, then,
do the cities count as the lore? Because like this is a generation that first of it's gorgeous.
Let's put
It's
that
gorgeous.
in mechanics.
Just put their mechanics and
Yeah, you're right.
impact. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Story, I'm gonna go
Steven and Wallace.
3 or I'm gonna be harsh. I'm gonna go 2.5.
I'm gonna give it 3.
It's got good culture. But I don't know if that counts as good story.
That's fair.
That's true.
It does. So if we're gonna talk about, that's a good point. We did put lore there.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Because it does feel very like.
Well, let's talk about mechanics and we'll see
I'm gonna go
where
3.
that.
I'll go 3. Well, just because the way, like you had all this variety between, like you had the really wooded area where you get Trico,
like in
not
the,
Trico, sorry, Kecleon. That's what I meant.
Right, and you're like in the tree houses, and then the desert that you have to like farm sand for the glass. The environments are gorgeous in this game. It's a world that really.
Now we have
diverse.
to go into mechanics. The glass thing, I actually loved. People found that grindy and stupid, but I loved.
Well, you could catch some great Pokemon there, and that's why I didn't find it grindy, because you could always find like good Pokemon.
Well, you got cool shit from getting all the soot or whatever to make into glass. You got like a flute, like different kinds of flutes that did different shit. That was really cool.
You got the metal sizer there. What's the name of that Pokemon?
What's that?
The metal sizer?
No, that's the red sizer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Pokemon names are not my forte, and I apologize for that to everyone.
You are ESL.
What is the Mean.
I mean,
The names don't
technically,
change.
technically I am too. Anyway. just lived
The
here
metal
my whole
bird. What's the name of the metal
Oh,
bird?
Skarmory.
Yes.
Skarmory's
cool.
fucking
Skarmory's
awesome.
really good.
Yeah.
Skarmory's a cool ass Pokemon. That's Gen 2 though, boy.
But you could get it in
Yeah.
sand.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You can also get Trapinch. So you could
Yeah, in the desert.
So you could get one of the most
Dude,
the
Flygon is still
the most underrated dragon.
One of my favorite. By
So
far.
good.
It's underrated because Nintendo made it imbalanced as fuck. It's weak as fuck.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Okay.
And then they gave it Dragon Dance, and it's a little bit better.
Which is
now.
good. It also doesn't have a mega. We can get into that later.
So this is gonna infringe into the story and lore, but like I really like the Reggies.
Oh, the Reggies are dope.
The
Fuck.
Reggies are cool.
Yeah,
Damn
damn, they're so that like
Son of a-
this gets into like mythological
God
area.
damn it.
of Pokemon.
Yeah, okay, 3.5.
That's a 4.
God fucking
Yeah,
damn
and then
it.
you get Rayquaza and like the
3.5.
conflict with and the mechanics of catching them are cool.
Alright,
Like-
stop
Well,
before
you
you
had to have-
give us a fucking 5.
I know, you had to have you had to have a Relicanth.
I told you,
and
I
a
came with
Wailord,
arguments.
and a Wailord
Wailord.
for one
Yeah.
of them. It was
Wailord
good.
is a great Pokemon.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
The Pokemon are so
A
good.
fan fave.
Okay, so mechanics though. If we're talking about mechanics, we have to talk about Dive. Dive was really fucking cool.
Dodge
That was cool.
Dive was dope as fuck. It's talking about like Sertopolis, you had to dive to get the fuck in the
Ooh,
first
speaking
time.
of dive, designs in Gen 3 I didn't like. Clamperl, Huntail, Gourgeist.
What?
Don't like them.
I did. Clamperl was okay, but I like the evolution.
I don't like them
Oh,
battle-wise. Later in later generations, when Clamperl gets Shell Smash, that's cool.
Oh, Shell Smash is a fucking awesome move.
Amazing move, but I still don't like how they look.
Shell Smash, you drop your defense by like a metric fuck ton.
Damn.
And your attack goes up by a lot.
Your
What is it?
attack, yeah, it's
attack
like
and speed.
Yeah, so you get +2 to attack, and you get +2 to attack, speed, and special attack, and you drop your defenses by 1 each.
That's a
Maybe?
big
By
move.
1.
It's fucking dope.
Shell Smash is great.
Fuck. So mechanics. So we have the soot thing, which was really cool. Okay.
Also, Pokemon get their nature. What do you call that?
Oh, nature.
Nature's
Yeah, that's a
shit.
game changing.
That
mechanic
is
too.
fun.
Nature's you have
So nature's is huge.
you have the spinning thing with the berries too.
Where you made
The berry
the
blender.
puffins.
Yeah,
I don't
which
know that I
didn't
ever
like.
got that.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it. Here's the thing. Talking about mechanics and talking about Pokemon, I loved, again, one of my favorite Pokemon, Milotic, however you say it.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
That's, ooh, God. No, but having to, I know people hate the grindiness of it, and if I went back to it, I would probably hate it too, but looking back on it in retrospect, finding Feebas, I know it was a hard, awful thing, and then evolving Feebas by maxing out its beauty. Oh, the other mechanic, we didn't talk about the contests. But
Yeah.
maxing
The
out,
fashion show start.
yeah, maxing out its
Contests
beauty
were
to
cool.
evolve
Contests
Feebas,
were
I
cool.
loved it. Contests
Yes.
were cool, fucking awesome. So is taking shots.
God.
This is a big gen.
Yeah, like,
Double shots
It
for
was-
this gen.
that's right. It was pretty fucking fun, honestly. The contest,
Why do people hate this gen? Maybe we need to we're
I
focusing
don't
on the
know.
positives.
I don't get it.
I know that there's a lot of water.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is something.
7.8. Too much water.
Yeah, this is where the meme comes from. Like, this
forgot
in Wind
about
Waker is where like the too much water is a problem.
The most hated IGN review of all time, possibly.
too much water. Oh yeah, I mean, I kind of like the water though. I enjoyed it.
It's
Whatever.
cool for the world building, but like
It's a little overwhelming.
It was different.
And you
I
run
think
into
we
like
had,
5,000 tentacles,
oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
but
that was the worst.
But
I
that
agree.
but because of that, I did find my first shiny Pokemon, which was a shiny Tentacool.
Oh
So,
shit! Is it like purple?
It's silver and its little like bulby things are green.
Oh yeah. Green. Game Freak loves making shinies green, and they need to stop.
Dude, what's
Espeon looks like a fucking moko. Looks like a big booger. I hate it.
Moko.
Looks like a big moko. I hate it. Anyway.
Salud.
Salud. Didn't mention up at the top, but you got a different Latin X triumvirate this time. Kyle will be back.
And then Jose will never be seen again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jose.
Kidding.
We'll see.
Um,
Depends on my performance.
y'all, this rating is
Let
hard.
Daniel know.
Okay.
In the comments below. I don't know, man. The impact is hard.
Should we from here
Mechanics
on
is
out,
hard.
From
Nature
here,
is huge.
From here on out, should we just give like an overall score, and it can be like a
For everything?
0.1 to a 10 for a game?
Maybe.
Yeah,
that might be better, yeah.
because like I think too many things like bleeding in and
It's
like,
getting
It'll have to
complicated.
add up to the 20.
and
just to keep
you
it
guys are
constant.
going to be shit faced if we keep
Right,
this
right.
up.
It'll have to be
This
0
is
to
true.
20. You know what I mean? To keep
Yeah.
with these.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so fuck. Let's finish this one at least.
Yeah.
So we're
Impact when it came out, Nature's is huge. The other mechanics are fun, but Nature's the biggest one. Dive never came back except obviously in the remake. Yeah, nothing else. Contest came back. No?
Pokemon Nature is where a game changer, especially for
Contest didn't
breeding
come back.
Pokemon. Their natures like became a big.
Yes.
right?
No,
So
Nature's
that-
is like
that
the biggest
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'll go like a 4.
Yeah,
Right? Because it wasn't new types.
Yeah, it
Well,
wasn't.
Nature is huge, but it's not new
yeah,
typing.
it's not
Yeah.
new typing, and a lot of the mechanics that
And I
they
think
did
that-
introduce didn't come back.
Right.
So,
Like
yeah.
the contest never came back, the soot thing never came back. Okay,
But
one
similar
thing.
things came back though.
One thing that we didn't mention, this is the most trivial thing that was in the game. Remember in Flannery's town, the little volcanic town, you can get into the spas? From
Yeah,
the Pokemon Center
yeah, I
with
like
the
that.
old people.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty.
That
Yeah,
was great.
I like going to spas with old people.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Replayability, like...
Oh, yeah. I think this is the first game in the series that is still pretty.
It's still.
It's
think
still
it's-
So I
replayable?
think it's still gorgeous. The Pokemon design is great. The colors are fantastic.
Yeah,
you
and
get an
here's-
emulator, and this is one of the games that
Yeah.
you can play in an emulator,
Yeah,
and it's gorgeous today.
yeah.
I will, if I had to choose a game to play in an emulator, it would have to be between Ruby and Sapphire and
Emerald.
right, like so Gen 3 and then
Fire Red and Leaf Green, of course.
Yeah, they're
And
gorgeous.
the other thing to keep in mind is that this gen, if you are a nerd like me, a huge Pokemon nerd of the variety that plays the Pokemon ROM hacks, like fan-made games, they're all based on either Fire Red or Emerald, so they have the same graphics. They have the same graphic level. So it is replayable for me only because I am used to it, having played all these like
you are
fan-made
practically
games.
replaying it.
Right at that point, at least graphically,
Right.
which is the hard part.
So
for the
I'm
most
not
part.
getting I don't know, a 4, a 4.5, a 5.
I'm going 3.5. I'm still going to be.
Gave it 3.5
Yeah,
because still
Okay.
no special physical split.
Okay. So
So now we go into
if we're
Emerald.
doing this whole overview thing, yeah, let's do
or
Emerald.
is Fire Red and Leaf Green came out before Emerald?
No,
No.
right after Emerald.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's right after. Okay.
It was the swan song of the
This one's-
Game Boy Advance. Or Game Boy Advance SP.
Oops, start the
Yeah.
timer.
And it had the wireless adapters. If you remember.
I remember
Yeah,
those
yeah.
for trading. That was
These
weird.
ones definitely had also the attachment. Didn't they have like a different, like the cartridge was weird.
Pokewalker was Heart Gold Soul Silver. Is that what you're thinking? No.
No, I'm thinking of something else maybe.
Oh, the cartridge were like transparent. I don't know if that is what you're trying to get at. They look cool.
I don't
Okay,
know.
they were
Maybe
good.
I'll research someday.
Okay.
We might get back to you with that one.
Okay, so if we're doing overall to save our sobriety, Emerald. So what did I give
So-
the
so-
last one? 5, 8.5,
I give it-
12.5.
I gave it a 15.5.
Yeah, so if it's 15.5, what's better? The story and lore is more or less identical. It's just you have both teams now. Who the fuck cares?
Could you find Deoxys
There's
in
more-
Ruby Sapphire?
It might have been Deoxys that was introduced. I think that's
Yes,
true. I think
but
that's
there was more about. I feel like what we know about the story between Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza comes from Emerald.
Sure, it's a little more like
Yeah, like the
Canon.
trifecta comes in there.
right.
It's a little, I don't know if I prefer it because I actually really liked Rayquaza being hidden.
Yeah.
So the fact that like Rayquaza is a big part of the story, I think like detracts from its like more again this like environmental storytelling that like Gold and Ruby and Sapphire are well known for a little bit more.
Sure.
So I don't know if that increases its level. I think it's gonna leave it at the same.
I would leave it at the same person. You can put it higher, but I don't know if I would. It more or less, from what I remember, felt the same to me. The mechanisms, the Battle Frontier is like
The
a
Battle
critically
Frontier
acclaimed
Is
thing.
Yeah. And
Battle
it
Frontier
stayed.
is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Battle Frontier is so good.
So we probably have to
It
give
had,
it like a 5.
it had a giant fucking Survivor that you could walk into.
Right.
That's
So,
done.
so just based on
It's the
looking at my
best.
old one, I'm going to bump it up a point from Gen 3 overall, just based on that, and everything else is the
Mhm.
same for me. I mean, if you want to
I
add
agree.
more for the story, go for it.
No, I agree.
It's your subjective shit.
yeah, I'm
16.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Now fire red, leaf green. FRLG.
Fire Red Leaf Green was one of the first video game remakes that I experienced. I don't know if it's the first video game remake. It probably isn't.
It's the first in Pokemon, but I don't know about other video
But
games.
it's definitely like early in like I don't know. Like, can you think of another video game remake that came in so early? I feel like remakes start coming in
Final
PS3
Fantasy
era.
was remade on the Advance.
Yep, Final Fantasy VI remade on Game Boy Advance.
You know more about Final Fantasy than me.
What is
Final
that?
Fantasy
What is,
2.
what is a Final Fantasy?
What is a? I can tell you my Final Fantasy.
Anyway,
Someone says just chilling in the back,
yeah.
Also,
I don't
this is great. This is like I feel like one of the first like video games that like really played on my nostalgia.
Sure. I personally didn't really care for them at the time, and part of that. So the Pokemon, they didn't really add anything, so I don't know what to give it. Do I categorize it the same as first gen, or what do I do? I don't know. What
Well,
to do here.
it's I think it has more replayability because it's prettier. Like, why would you play blue and red when you can play leaf green and?
Okay, I'm just gonna like quick style
Fire
write out
Red.
all four. I think Pokemon for me is like I don't know, like a 3 or a 4 because it's the same fucking Pokemon. They didn't introduce anything. They did they let you bring in Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon? No.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they did.
Yes. Maybe.
Could be.
Still a 3 or a 4 because it's the same old shit.
We'll get back to you on that one.
3, 4. Okay, and then for story, same old shit. Except they added Sevi Islands, which. What goes into my evaluation of it is I didn't know that Sevi Islands were part of the game, so I didn't play it when it first came out.
What were the
I came back to it. Sevi Islands were like you took a boat out and it was like its own little like pocket of
Okay,
islands.
so this is also one of
You
the
can play.
generations, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't actually know if this is Gen 3, where like Pokemon events, like special events were happening. You know, like you like they would hold events and you'd have to go to a GameStop and like.
That's right.
Yeah. So like this is something that I think is actually like a really cool thing, but also it was like something I hated because I lived in Guatemala. I could not go to a game. Like so, all these legendary Pokemon, all these special Pokemon, like they were just not accessible. The rest of the world suffered for it.
The Sevi Islands were like a group of islands. This is not doing a good job of representing them. That you could go to. I did after the fact.
Oh,
and
yes,
I only
I do
vaguely
remember
remember it.
these. Yeah.
There was like a little. I don't remember really much about them to be frank, but I remember that there was. That's a map. That's a good map. It added a little something. Is the point. Fuck. So I don't know. I guess that adds to the story a little bit of like red and blue. Maybe I don't know. If I'm gonna go off the cuff and just give it a fucking number like you wanted us to, Joe.
I need to reduce it from Gen 1. I think
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think it's better than Gen 1.
No.
I think it's prettier, but if everything else, it's like
Replayability is higher, but the other shit is lower, so maybe
Yeah.
it's like a little lower. My total for Gen 1 was 14. I'm gonna throw like a 12 or a 13 at it. 12.5. There. Okay, so after Fire Red and Leaf Green, we have
Diamond and Pearl?
Gen 4.
Gen 4.
Diamond and Pearl. I love Gen 4.
we are into the DS era.
The DP.
The deep end.
You're definitely getting pushed into the plus 18 ranking of podcasts.
Oh, drinking alcohol is already plus 18. Okay, so Diamond and Pearl. If we're talking Pokemon, I have a love-hate relationship with some of the Pokemon, but there's some great designs.
There's some, yeah.
There's some fantastic designs.
Garchomp.
There's some
Fucking
Starter.
Warriors.
you're like,
See,
Let's start with the starters.
Yeah. So we have...
Is this the one with
This is-
Tepig? No, that's Gen 5.
yeah. Then there's this Piplup.
Piplup, Torterra is the full one. What's the Turtwig?
Turtwig and Chimchar.
Chimchar.
I did not
They're
like
pretty good.
Chimchar at all.
I didn't at first, and I kind of do now.
I am a big
little
fan,
bit?
however, of Piplup and Tortwig.
Yeah.
I think it's
Empoleon is like my favorite out of
And
all of them.
Pokemon is a fantastic, and it has like not lived like after.
Speak your mind, girl.
I don't think it's existed before.
You don't like Empoleon?
I don't like Empoleon. I love
Leaf.
the typing. Water Steel is
Water
so-
Steel is amazing.
such a cool typing.
Super cool.
The design, I don't really like the design of it.
You don't like the Napoleon Emperor Penguin. It's such a good idea.
I think it's so cool.
I think it's a cool idea. I don't really like how they executed on it though.
Fair. Opinions are subjective.
Yeah, Infernape was alright. I don't know. It doesn't really.
Grookey's gonna be a better monkey, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees.
Torterra.
Torterra was cool.
Torterra's cool.
I mean, it's like a
Torterra-
Gaia turtle thing.
Yeah.
Like it's super fucking
And the
cool.
Torterra has a big afterlife, like it's in the Pokemon movie.
Sure.
It's in, like the Pikachu,
Detective Pikachu,
Like,
right.
yeah. Like it Torterra is a part of the lore.
Yeah,
It's
Torterra's
like
cool as fuck. And it has like
constant
fucking
moving,
the earth on its back kind of
I
thing.
think it's really cool.
It's cool as fuck. Infernape is just a fire monkey and it's not.
Yeah.
Legendaries.
So Dialga and Palkia I like a lot.
Pretty cool. Giratina.
I
Really
love
fucking cool.
Giratina so much.
Really cool.
Is this the gen? No, Cresselia and Darkrai are 5th gen?
Cresselia Darkrai. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not this gen.
But, however, you have like the cool legendaries, but then you also have Azelf, Uxie, and
Yeah,
Oh, that was
this is
pretty
the
cool.
gen that suddenly has like 10 legendary.
I was,
Pokemon.
yes, like
those are
Shaman.
Shaman's pretty
Shaman's cool. It's just, again, 10 legendaries.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
adds to the Pokemon event legendary, which is a trend I do not approve of. Like all of a sudden you
Yeah.
get all of this Pokemon.
No, yeah, Darkrai's Generation 4. Boom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Because you have to go to that town that's the super western part of the province to like get access to it and or Cresselia. I forget exactly how it worked, but
Are you sure? Does this game have like Alright, no, that's so in the wiki.
Yeah, this game has
Bulbapedia is law.
This game has some really cool designs, but then it has some that are just like
it has some that are uninspired, like Burmy.
Pachirisu's great.
Pachirisu is the definitive electric squirrel.
Drifblim.
Fuck Pikachu. Drifblim, one of my favorite Pokemon.
Because I really like what are the like positive and negative like little
Plusable and Minim. This gen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just been 3?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I like them.
Yeah.
But this is also the one that has Carnivine,
Carnivine's
Luminion,
Luminion's also meh.
and then all of the ones where they were previously.
This adds some really great EV evolutions.
This
I am
is
a big fan of
the
Leafeon and
evolutions.
Glaceon.
The evolutions in Gen 4 I fucking love. I don't know, but Joe doesn't like them.
I don't really like those ones.
I love Leafeon. Leafeon's my favorite.
But some of these, like Magmortar, is awful.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we talk about? So
Rhyperior.
Gen 4 introduced a lot of these evolutions: Rhyperior, Magmortar, Electivire, Shots.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite Pokemon.
That's my favorite.
Shots.
That's right. No, John. Shots.
Both of your shots.
What are the other ones?
Some of these.
Togekiss. Togekiss is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Togekiss is cool.
So
Some of
don't
these
come
are
at me
so-
with the evolution suck thing.
Gliscor is awesome.
Porygon Z
Gliscor
is
is
a
amazing.
waste
Tangrowth-
of time.
Tangrowth
Yeah,
sucks.
absolutely. Because you just get Porygon 2 and Eviolite. and it's done.
Dusknoir is pretty fucking dope too. I like Dusknoir.
The only
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the take that I heard on those evolutions that I agree with. Back then I loved them, and now looking at the designs, I think the designs are super uninspired, and I think the designs, for the most part, they were like, let's take Magmar, or let's take Electabuzz and make it like more... Like they're all just more...
make it bulky.
Like that's all it is. Yeah, make them bulky, make
Thank you
them...
for busting this out. I really like
Give 'em
this.
steroids.
Lucario was introduced in this gen.
I mean, that's an iconic
Oh.
Pokemon.
That's a
Lucario
big
is a
one.
dope
That's a
ass
big
Pokemon.
one. I'm a big fan of Bunnery and Lopunny. And where's
There's
the
too
other
much,
one?
like-
I think Lux.
There's too much
Yeah.
NSFW content for me
Man,
to like them.
Luxio and Luxray, I love.
Luxray is a dope Pokemon.
Those are some great electric Pokemon.
Luxray is a cool ass Pokemon. I will agree with you there.
And electric
Burmy and
Pokemon
the
don't get a lot of
Evolve forms are stupid as
representation.
fuck.
That was a lot of talking over each other. I
What?
apologize.
You go.
Oh,
Luxray and Luxio, I think they're electric Pokemon. Good electric Pokemon are hard to come by.
What the fuck was Fion?
Fiona
I-
Manaphy?
Like, I know what
So
they
you
are.
got
but
a
like,
Manaphy.
Oh yeah, no.
How did it work?
So you.
You got Manaphy from Ranger.
Yeah, and then you bred
It was from
Manaphy
Ranger,
with
right?
it.
Like you had to bring it over with
Yeah.
That's
Ranger
what I'm
somehow.
telling you, man. This is when
And you bred it with a Ditto or some shit,
Yeah,
and you
and
got,
then you got Fion. But
this
like,
is
I know-
Pokemon
It's a
capitalism.
watered down Manaphy.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You need to own 3 games.
You know,
and
it started-
go to a GameStop and
We
like,
started with free healthcare, and then we went into you have to own, you have to own a bunch of games to get anything out of it. So, you get the Deoxys forms here? No, that's not new.
Oh,
Deoxys
this is-
forms. This is
this
just
is-
the Pokedex.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the Gen 4 Pokédex.
So remember Burmy, the little grassy one that turns into different types depending
It's fucking
on.
awful.
It's stupid as fuck. I hate that design. The honey one, the bee one, the Combi,
Combi and
Combi and Vespiquen. Bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this one's uninspired. There's
Super.
some great ones, but I feel like they change.
I have a love-hate relationship with those designs, but I
Yeah.
more hate
I
them.
feel like they made a couple Pokemon that have a character and have
Garchomp, dude.
like a protagonist appeal to them, and then the rest get the.
Okay, we've been talking about the Pokemon forever, and I
Yeah.
haven't started the. Oh, I haven't started the shot time because we didn't take the shot.
Oh.
Fine.
Oh.
Salud.
We're dying. Are you not entertained?
There's a lot of Pokemon games.
Are you not entertained?
There's just a lot of them, man.
Anyway,
Okay. What else about this impact? Okay, this is a straight.
I'm
across
just
the board.
gonna. I'm gonna quick style give some scores and not
Yeah.
talk about them.
Yeah, but this game, like I just have
The
to say,
story was
in terms-
actually pretty dope.
story was cool, and also like in terms of this is the first game that had
The lore with
online-
Arceus and
Yeah.
stuff. We were
This
talking
is-
about lore.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
I
talking
was
about
just
features. You're talking about
Yeah.
features.
This game
Features are amazing.
introduced God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
This game has God. This game has online play.
It's
This
like
game
4.5.
This game has something that never returned that I loved: the underground.
I hated it at first when I first played it, and now I kind of
it's
like
so
it.
cool.
Yeah,
I
it took me.
love
It took me a second play to
Damn,
like
this
it.
made me think of secret bases in Gen 3.
Oh, secret
Gen
bases
3
in
is the
Gen 3. I
best.
forgot about that.
Oh.
Fuck.
It's pretty cool.
Secret
Anyways,
bases were fucking awesome because when you connected with the other person, you could go to their shit
It was really
and
cool.
battle them and see how they laid it out.
I love a house decorating game. It's a big
Plus
fan.
Pokemon battling.
Best part of The Sims. Anyways.
So for impact on the game, we have the physical special split in moves, fucking huge. We have the online like battling out over Wi-Fi, which was fuck. I remember battling over Wi-Fi with my friends who lived like a mile from not that far away, and I still did
Yeah.
that with them. But I remember the DS Lite even had like a plug in the bottom for a little like ear set thing. That was $10 or
Yes.
$15.
Yes,
I
I
remember
never
talking
got
to them.
that.
Yeah, it was fun. You'd plug it in and be like, "Yeah, fuck you, I'm winning," and then
I always wanted one,
it was fun.
but I don't think I never got around to getting one.
I remember being at this time in Gen 4 aware of IVs and EVs for competitive,
Mhm.
but they were not introduced in Gen 4. I don't think. I think they were introduced earlier.
Yeah, Ivy's.
IVs were like Gen 2, I think.
Yeah, Ivy's have been around for a while,
And
and
then
EVs.
EVs might have been like Gen 2 or 3
Yeah.
or something. I don't remember. I can look it up.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, inherited values versus effort values.
IVs should be shot out of a cannon. I don't like them.
IVs are fucking dumb, and you have to breed for them, and it's a whole fucking thing. I'd
It-
rather EVs are fine.
It encourages cheating. It
Yeah.
provides too big of a cap for.
I'm gonna be
people
real.
who want
I
to
did
enter.
action replay for the IVs because I'm an asshole.
You know, I think I did use an action replay in Gen 4. I didn't do any competitive battling. It was just so I could.
I did with friends. I didn't do like real
Really?
competitive.
Oh, never did.
This makes me
I
think
have
of
friends.
we should have added another category called cheats. Because it was really cool to clone your Pokemon.
Oh, I used to do
Oh,
that
wait.
in Crystal.
EVs
in
were
gold
technically
and
in
silver.
Gen 1 and Gen 2, but they were underdeveloped. So in Gen 3, EVs became a real thing. Anyway, yeah, the battling system in Gen 4, fucking dope. Just for what it did for competitive Pokemon, I mean, it invigorated the Pokemon series for competitive battling, I think. Like, not only invigorating is understating it, it made competitive Pokemon, I think, as a generation
Yeah.
overall. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it really high for that. Just straight up 5, fuck it.
Also, I did something ridiculous in this game by having a special attack Bastiodon.
Bastiodon's the headbutt guy?
The headbutt fossil Pokemon.
Why would you do that?
Because it was ridiculous.
That's a
And
good
it,
way
learns,
to fuck
it,
people
learns,
up.
it learns really weird moves.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it can learn Thunder. It can learn, I think it learns Surf.
This is the thing about competitive Pokemon is if you can throw people for a loop, you'll fucking do well. If you're like, this is a Pachirisu, it's not going to do anything. It is fucking...
Seijun Park.
Yeah, set some shit up, then... also, Pachirisu is still the definitive squirrel electric Pokemon. Fuck.
So the two of you played competitive.
Starting
With
in
friends.
starting in Gen 5 was when I started like doing competitive stuff.
Replayability, I would put it... I'm playing
Haven't-
Gen 5 or 4 right now, so I would put it relatively high.
I haven't played in like 10 years, but
I'll go like a 3.5, a 4. Okay. Do you have all your... You already did it?
Yep,
Yeah,
I
I'm
already
good
put a
with it.
full score.
I am gonna need another post-it though.
4. I'll do the math later. Fuck that. Okay, platinum. I never started the timer.
Added more
Shot timer
legendaries,
started.
didn't they?
They added the new form for Giratina.
Oh, Giratina
There's
had
Giratina
like a
Ultra
shadow.
Oh, that was cool though.
Was the original form the one with
and
the
they
feet?
had like a different world. Like they had like a
The,
dark world that they
Dude,
added
the
in Platinum.
fucking MC Escher world?
Yeah.
That's what it was. That
Really
was fucking
cool.
awesome.
So
That was
cool.
pretty cool.
That
yeah.
shit was dope as fuck. I will bump up the Diamond and Pearl score on... Pokemon is the same thing. I don't think a new Giratina form quite counts. The original Giratina was the one with the feet, right? And then the one that's
Yes.
like the dragon form is the one that's added?
Yep.
That's the definitive Giratina form
What's
for
the
me.
name of this game? It would be Platinum. Yeah.
Platinum, yeah. Man.
Pokemon Plat.
Uh,
I might add a 0.5 for it. It didn't add much more than that though, right?
not that I remember. I mean, the story was a little different. I think the Arceus story was a little, like, just as different as Emerald was, you know.
Right. I feel like it added a little continuity to, like, I think that's because competitive gaming had started in Pokemon Online. It added, like, you need to buy this game to be, like, up to date with the things.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't remember what exactly, but I think that's true. But I'm drunk, so I'm not going to verify it. Anyway. Okay, so...
Oh, and let's see.
I'm just like-
Rotom wasn't came in with platinum apparently. I didn't even
As a
know that.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Like, period?
Mhm.
Oh, not even the forms.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it was in the...
Shaman had the sky form.
Yeah, the Sky form's the one
Or
where it looks
maybe
like
it was.
a
Or maybe
goat.
it was the forms. I don't know.
Well, no, but I think you might be right.
I hate to bring this back to Gen 3, but forms also... Remember that Pokemon in Gen 3 that, like,
Deoxys.
changed... No. Give me a sec. It changed by the weather.
Oh, cast form.
Cast form was the shit.
So that was the first mutating Pokemon.
What am I looking at? What were we talking about?
I think so.
I'm
yeah,
sober?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's also...
What were you reading?
Oh, just changes from platinum. Changes in platinum.
No,
Yeah,
you
changes
mentioned a
in
Pokemon
platinum
that I was
from-
going to Google. Fuck. I forget.
Rotom.
Oh, yeah, Rotom.
Rotom.
I was just going to Google Rotom.
Rotom's cool.
Rotom.
A mainstay of competitive scenes.
I'm at the Wash, and people use Oven. Rotom.
Yeah, you see that one occasionally. You see the lawnmower one as well.
Really?
You just don't
People
see.
use the lawnmower? Right?
Yeah.
Rotom.
Because it's got that leaf storm. Pretty much the only one, like, of the... Can you scroll back up to them? Yeah, I don't see Frost Rotom.
Oh, Fan I never
competitively.
see anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Fan Rotom is stupid because its ability...
What the fuck type is Fan?
It's electric flying and it has the ability to levitate.
Oh.
So, it's ridiculous.
No, I see Heat and Wash the most,
Yeah.
I think.
Heat and Wash show up. Mow sometimes. You don't see Frost, really.
Is Rotom your Pokedex in the later
Yeah,
entries?
in Sun and Moon... in Sun and Moon,
And in
Rotom's
the anime
both-
later.
And in the new one, it's
like,
going to
it
be like your
becomes, like,
your
main-
Pokedex as a phone.
Yeah.
In the Sword and Shield. Okay, so we got... I'm just adding a +1.
So Rotom is the Apple of Pokemon games.
What's the Android?
It is the corporate version of...
What's the Android then?
I don't know.
You gotta finish
Pokemon's
the
a
analogy.
monopoly, man.
You gotta
There's
finish
a-
the analogy.
Here's the problem. There's one tech firm in Pokemon, and it is Rotom based.
No, because you know you have Steven Stone's...
So
you have
cool.
Devon Corp or whatever that gives you the...
Corp, yeah.
You remember that
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Steven Stone, champion of Gen 3. Anyway, I'm just adding a +1
I'm
for
going to say
Platinum.
again, Steven Stone and Wallace, I ship it.
I
I
mean,
love them.
I never thought about it.
I love them.
I never thought about that.
They're such good friends.
I think I'm into it.
Such good friends.
Should we just move on? I'm just adding a +1 to Diamond and Pearl for Platinum, and that's it.
I'm adding
Calling
a
it a day.
plus 5.
Mhm.
Plus 0.5.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
God.
plus 0.5.
Jesus.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Okay, so Gen 5.
Gen 5.
Black and white.
Here we go.
I am the black and white stan. This is my favorite gen.
Wait,
By
what
far.
are we doing right now? Where does
Black and white.
hard gold?
These
Oh,
are not in
silver
order, by the
come in?
way.
Yeah. So like,
Or
we have to
Heart Gold and
like
Soul
double
Silver
check.
were before
So-
that, though. Yeah.
Oh,
Were
you're
they?
right. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Yeah. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because those are definitely DS.
No, you're
games,
100%.
not 3DS
You're 100%
games. We gotta
correct.
double check.
You're 100% correct. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver. The last remakes I scored lower for Pokemon just because it's the same fucking Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Heart
I'm
Gold
gonna
and Soul
go
Silver fleshed out the Kanto region, which was a good thing.
a little bit, only a little bit.
But I would say like I would add for the Kanto region, but I would take away from replayability. Just because they
You would take away from replayability?
Yes.
For Heart Gold,
listen,
Soul Silver?
Listen, it's because you can't emulate Heart Gold, Gold Silver as easy as you can emulate Gold and
I
Silver.
have a copy. I don't care.
Yeah, but it is kind of like it's expensive to find now.
It is
and,
expensive to find
the
now
whole
because of
Pokemon
Yeah,
and
like,
the Pokemon.
the limited prints is
Yeah.
the problem with
Yeah.
the DS era.
Accessibility
And
is
so
lower.
like
Yeah.
I do feel like this is an advantage that older Pokemon games get because you can
So
play
are we?
them in your computer.
But are we judging replayability on availability, or are we judging it on like how good the game is now?
I
Yes
think
to both?
I think both.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
both then fair, I guess. It is hard to find DS games for some reason.
I think a pro of Gold and Silver is that their sprites are so much better that they're not ugly to look at right now, and so you can play them in your computer easily.
That's fair. I do. So, like, if you were able to get a hold of Heart Gold or Soul Silver,
That's the way to go. Yes.
I mean, that's like $30 on eBay. It's overpriced, but like, it's still buyable. You still can get it, right? Let me prove my point. Let me see if I'm right. I'm gonna eat my words on this one. Heart Gold, one word, right? Heart Gold. Yeah, that's like 20-ish. It's all over the place.
Although, yeah.
20-ish there.
Audience, now you know.
It's 20 for the cartridge.
The bids are all over the place. Go get them.
Actually, though, also we got burglarized and I need to get a new one, so I might do that.
Oh, Heart Gold or Silver gimmicks.
The fucking Pokewalker.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
gimmicky as
This
fuck.
is when the gimmicks start. Also, like
Yeah.
add-ons and like extra hardware.
I mean, the whole series is a gimmick, we'll say.
A ver, pero no. Let's define gimmick here. Like, pay extra is what I mean.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I think it is like the definitive version of Gold and Silver still, though.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
These are amazing games.
Yeah.
I mean, it pretty much has like it has pretty much most things that you could want out of a Pokemon game. Like it's in the 4th gen. It's still a pretty highly replayable game. It has the physical special split, so now things aren't fucking awful.
Right.
It has a battle frontier. It has the follow mechanic with Pokemon, so you can I loved having my Feraligatr walk behind me.
Oh, it does have the follow mechanic.
It totally
I
does.
forgot about
It's
that.
gorgeous. It has
Mhm.
2 regions, which again only Gold, Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver do. Like it is like
So,
most bang for your buck.
here's a
Pokemon
question. Do
game.
I rate this higher or lower than Gen 2?
I think we
Maybe?
rate it higher.
Maybe a smidge higher or the same?
Just a smidge higher.
Like 0.5. I'm going to put plus 0.5. And call it there. Okay, now we can go to black and white.
All right.
Now we can go to my favorite gen. Black
The
and
most
white.
inconsistent gen.
Oh, but it's so good. It took the most chances and they're so
Black
good.
and White is the first Pokemon game I did not finish.
Oddly enough, for how much shit I talk about Black and White, the Pokemon game that I've put the most hours into is Pokemon Black. I've put like 600 hours into Pokemon Black.
It's a good ass game.
It was mostly because that was when I first got into competitive battling.
Sure.
So I was just spending so much fucking time
I
with
think
the eggs.
Gen 5 is the culmination of the top-down style because the next one is the 3DS.
3D. Yeah.
I think I mean, obviously, because it's the most recent one to come out, so this is like really a non-statement. But it's like the graphics are the best. There's really cool features that are added, etc., etc.
I think it's like kind of the most kind of cyberpunky in a way, in terms of like the most.
Yeah, I
like,
see what you mean.
It's very urban, which
Yeah.
I think is really cool.
Well, there's some like neon aesthetic thrown in there too. I loved
Black
so
and
much
White
of
is
the game.
DS, right?
Yes.
Still DS. Yeah.
Yes, we're still in the DS era.
I believe it came out like right when the 3DS came out, though, because I played it on a 3DS.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
same.
bought a 3DS, but there were no games playing
Right.
on 3DS besides like Super Street Fighter 4, which I played for a good few hours, but like there's nothing to unlock. It's Street Fighter on a 3DS. What?
We would grade Street Fighter on the DS like a
yeah
low.
Yeah, it's
we get a 3.
It's impressive. It's impressive for its time, but I mean, just
3.5.
Just get Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Okay, so I'm gonna defend the Pokemon in this. I know the ice cream cone Pokemon gets shat on. Another Trubbish gets shat on.
As we pour our drinks, I will say that once we get to Black and White, X and Y, this is the Digimon Pokemon era.
Yep.
I don't disagree. This is a good point.
Yeah, this is the
okay. So
the everyday items as Pokemon. Like, people get creative in a way.
Well, there were everyday
different.
items as Pokemon. Oh, jeez, I got Techquila on my keyboard.
But it's a cool
God.
keyboard, so maybe it'll be fine.
Give me the keyboard.
Where?
Air there.
This?
Yeah, no, there. That. Yes, I have.
Welcome to crisis mode. In
This is gonna be loud. I'm sorry. There we go.
Where's it going? You're blowing the
That
liquor somewhere else.
I'm trying.
This is off camera, and yet you can tell that this is mistakes.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, you clean keyboards with alcohol. Anyway.
Cimarron.
Simontes Caballo. Anyway. That's a Mexicanism. I'm Cuban.
Salud.
Cheers.
Simon Bolivar.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a bourgeois, but...
Well, he said Simon, so that was the first.
That's right.
Have you seen the huevo cartoon? How you just like spilled mole creme mole. The huevo cartoon things?
Huevo cartoon?
Man, okay. The huevo cartoon were like
no sé de qué carajo habla este tipo.
It was a genre of like...
I don't speak that.
No,
was
my
like-
back actually itched, but yeah, that too.
It was a genre of like a flash cartoons back in the day. There were
There
like
were
eggs
eggs?
getting drunk. In different scenarios. And it was really funny. It
Esto
was
es
my
una
first
latina
big
porque yo no sé de qué carajo está hablando.
A ver, pero it was like...
Esto debe ser de Guatemala o algo porque yo no sé.
It was not... It was definitely Spanish. Like from Spanish.
¿De España?
Yeah, de España.
Oh.
We'll
Then
link
why
it in
watch
the
it?
in the comments. It's great.
Exactly.
It's funny. It's silly, but it is like...
Hey, Cuéntame Cómo Pasó is a great show.
Cuéntame cómo pasó.
Cuéntame Cómo Pasó. Okay.
Where is it at? Where do you stream it?
Cuéntame Cómo Pasó is from Televisión Española and it's about it's like a family during the Franco years.
Oh,
It's actually really good.
Yeah, I like Pan's Labyrinth too.
This guy. Okay, back to the topic. Okay, so Black and White, the Pokemon, I will defend them. I know there's the ice cream Pokemon and whatnot. There are similarly stupid Pokemon in Gen 1. I mean, you had a damn duck with a leak. Like,
Okay.
the fuck out of here.
No.
Okay.
You had a damn duck with this, which
Okay.
is like a saying in
Look-
Japanese apparently.
Okay, like, look at this fucking gen. Look at the.
Wait, starters. We gotta start with the starters.
Okay, starters, they're fine.
I think the starters are actually pretty weak this gen, to your
Yeah,
point.
they're fine.
I loved Snivy.
This is the weakest gen for starters.
I would agree. I do love Superior, though. I think
It's
Embor
alright.
and, what's the
Yeah,
fully evolved one?
Samurai.
Samurott is so weak.
Yeah.
Super weak design.
But then, you know, you might be like, oh,
and
there
Embor is
can
also
be-
stupid.
You can be like, oh, maybe it's redeeming after this. But then after that, you have Watchog.
Watchdog is terrible as well.
You have Stoutland.
I like Stoutland. I like
You
the big
have
fluffer.
you have the Sage Pokemon. You have Simisage.
I love the
Simisear,
elemental
Simipour.
monkeys.
They are possibly the worst designed Pokemon I can
No,
think
I
of.
love them.
They're
I
so
love them.
they are so bad.
I love
They're
them.
horrible.
You know, I agree. These are not great.
I
These are
love
not
them
great.
so
Musharna.
much. Musharna's pretty good. P-Dove all the way to Uznafan.
Oh come on, Unfezant is terrible.
Unpheasant? Right, that's how you say it.
Terrible.
Okay, Zebstrika's dope.
He's alright.
Zebstrika's great.
Swoobat, like
Swoobat is one of my favorite
Swoobat is cool.
dragon types. Or no, it's psychic. What the fuck am I talking about?
Extra
I'm talking
Girl's-
about, I'm thinking of
Girl's
Noivern, which is
fine.
also this gen.
Conkeldurr, really.
Or it's Noivern X and Y. Noivern's X and Y.
Seismitoad.
Never mind.
These are so bad.
Seismitoad's
We're looking at the
pretty
list.
good.
Go to
Whimsicott,
Bulbapedia.
amazing.
Get on our level.
Whimsicott's amazing. Also, so is Scolipede.
Ew.
Scolipede is so good.
Ugh.
Scolipede is great.
Crocodile's bad. Darmanitan
Crocodile's
ugly
good.
as shit.
Darmanitan is amazing.
I
and
love
Zen mode's Darmanitan is also amazing.
Zen mode.
Crustle looks like a sandwich in this sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Crustle though.
I love the
Sandwich
meme
Pokemon.
I love the meme that came out from Maractus when they were talking about the national decks, and they're like, "You left out Maractus." Scrafty's amazing.
Scrafty's amazing. Sigilyph is stupid. So a Carfagriga or Carfagru, however you say it, is really cool. Caracosta I like, and the fossil Pokemon I like. I like Archeops a lot as a fossil Pokemon. Also because Archeops had an ability that doubled its attack or something.
It halved its attack so Archeops.
Wait, I thought it doubled it.
No, Archeops has Defeatist, so when its hit points drop below half, its attack and special attack both drop by half. I know this 100%.
Damn. So is it like super strong otherwise?
Its base attack is like 140 and its base special attack is like 112. But then once it has Defeatist, it is useful.
Fuck you being right.
Boom. Completely 100% right.
It is a cool Pokemon. Like it's like a dinosaur Pokemon that looks like what we think dinosaurs looks like now. Like it added feathers to fossils.
It's dope as fuck.
And what were
Archeops is a
those
cool
base
ass
stats?
Pokemon.
Feathers and
Are they
fossils.
fucking crazy?
Its base attack I want to say is like 140. Yep.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah,
Right on the fucking
son.
money.
Good job.
Woo. Okay.
Wow.
Reuniclus. Amazing.
Okay, Ducket, stupid,
Terrible.
dumb. So Swan, whatever the
Vanillix,
fuck. Swan.
awesome.
Vanillix is great.
Vanillix?
Yeah, I love the ice cream Pokemon.
So I was like,
The
nope.
Swan's Book is cool. Deerling and Swan's Book I like.
These are all awful.
Escavalier, okay.
Is this the trash
Fuck
Pokemon
Amoonguss.
generation?
Yes.
Amoonguss is okay.
Amoonguss, like,
Galvantula is great. I love Galvantula.
if everyone would stop fucking using Amoonguss in competitive battles, that'd be great.
No.
Because you
Also,
never stop seeing Amoonguss.
Ferrothorn is dope. I fucking love Ferrothorn.
That one's always in battles too, and it's so ugly. Like
I love it. Get out of here.
Clink, Clang, and Clink, Clang.
Those are terrible. No, I agree. Electros, I love Electros.
Wait, what is Dynamo?
It
Is it a
evolves
little
into
fish?
electric, and yeah, so it's like a floating
it's a little
fish.
fish.
You encountered in the electric cave in the series or in the game.
Chandelure, amazing.
Chandelure is amazing. Haxorus also amazing. Oh, get the fuck out of here! Haxorus is so good.
Fuchu, Beardig, Cryogonal, terrible. Druddigan, terrible.
Druddigan is great. I love
Golurk,
Druddigan.
really
Druddigan's
cool.
pretty cool looking, man.
Golurk is amazing.
Bisharp.
Bisharp is fucking amazing. Bouffalant, I love Bouffalant.
Bouffalant's just blaxploitation.
Buffalo Soldier. Anyway, Mandibuzz is great. Braviary's great. Durant, whatever the fuck. I
love Kevin Durant. It's great.
Hydreigon is great.
It's fine.
We can also hold on.
Hydreigon's
We can
a
do this
pretty
for the
cool
viewers. We
rare
can do this
Pokemon.
up here.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
look him up.
Yeah, we should. Just
Generation 5, and then show me Pokemon. Can I see Pokemon? Nope.
There's
Great.
so many to go.
Thanks for
through.
having a link to the Pokemon. New Pokemon.
Just go to the
Don't
national
send
decks.
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Just go to the full national decks. Oh, wait, you're on the. You got to go to the page that's list of Pokemon by national Pokedex
Oh
number.
god damn it! List
So
of
Pokemon by national Dex number.
yeah. Anyway,
Stop complaining.
I'm good at that.
Okay,
I'm Hispanic. Do you know that?
For those keeping track, the timer is not on.
Oh Jesus. Okay,
Well,
for that I'm
okay.
gonna lower it to 7 minutes.
And I apologize for saying that because
Now you can drink.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
Real
I
bummer
love
there.
Sock. I know you shut on Sock. I love Sock and Throw.
Sock
Click
is
it,
fine.
click it, show it to us.
Sock is they're both they're karate and judo themed Pokemon.
Now
They're
they
fine.
have like a literal karate on.
Karate, I've lost it. Where are they? They're somewhere around here. There we go. Throw, Sock. Sock is the karate one. Throw is the judo one because throwing's judo and Sock is
They're fine.
karate. I like them. Anyway.
This is the worst gen for Pokemon. It has some really cool designs, but it has 156 Pokemon, and so many of them are ugly as shit.
Okay, so here's the thing: is I think doing a new region with a fuck ton of Pokemon is ambitious and is what every generation should do from now on. That being said, the designs are arguable. I agree with you.
Okay.
Like Heatmore, fuck Heatmore. Hydreigon, I love Hydreigon. Volcarona, love Volcarona.
Those three are. I've never used them in battle.
Volcarona's so good.
No, not Volcarona. I'm talking Cobalion, Terrakion,
Oh, yeah, the
Never
three
used.
legendaries, they're meh. I love the three.
Ugly. Oh
I love
my God.
Tornadus, Thundurus, and what's the other one?
Landorus.
It's not here.
It's right below.
Why is Landorus? What the fuck?
Because Tornadus and Thundurus were like. Landorus is kind of like the Rayquaza to
Oh,
to
really?
them. Yeah, kind of like that.
You remember the story better than me.
A little bit.
Shit. I love Kyurem. Keldio's meh. Meloetta and... it's just Meloetta.
Meloetta and Genesect and Keldeo are cool.
Genesect was pretty cool, yeah.
Kyurem,
You like Kyurem?
bad design.
Zekrom and Reshiram are also dope. Okay, so here's the thing you were talking about earlier. They look like Digimon.
Yeah.
The critique I've heard often, and I agree with, is that the legendaries in this gen look like bad Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. And I
love Yu-Gi-Oh.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh too, but I semi-agree with that.
But they're
Fan
bad
also,
Yu-Gi-Ohs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty great.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that when I was in 7th grade, I wrecked. No, anyway.
I totally did.
I did
used
so
I used to
well.
hustle people on the bus.
Yo, same. Me and my buddy we had 2 decks that helped each other out kind of thing.
Mhm.
We would fuck people up.
Oh, nice.
We dual battled.
Here's what I think about the Pokemon design. I think that
We spent all this time just on the Pokemon.
Because this one's so divisive.
because Black and White did like a Pokemon reset, so
Yeah.
like it deserves the time of the Pokemon. I think that Pokemon are
I think
better.
being this ambitious is good. Is my point.
Yes, but they're better when they like make sense in the natural world,
You're shaking the camera.
Hiya.
But yes, you're right.
right? Like so, like yeah, like if you start making like
Chandelier's
Pokemon,
natural.
if you start making a lot of Pokemon based, like so Gen 1 Magneton. You talked about like Magnemite, Magneton.
Looking stupid.
I think those were cool because they were like the 2 Pokemon that came out of like man-made like designs, right? Like there were Pokemon that came out of like factories and industries, and somehow they gained life. But when you start making a lot of Pokemon based on man life, that like becomes Digimon.
I'd say that in this generation, 1/3 of them are redeemable designs that I actually like.
Zoroark is dope as fuck.
Zoroark's fine. Zoroark can go in the good 1/3.
Get in the camera.
Can go in the good 1/3. Reuniclus definitely is in there. We already talked about a lot of this.
Yeah, Reuniclus is dope.
There's some really cool designs.
I like
there's always
Jellicent as
one
well.
Ew.
Okay.
Nope.
Fine.
So, you got mustache jellyfish.
Okay, fine.
Or-
We're spending way too much time.
Or Ring of Pearls jellyfish. Fuck that.
Well,
We're
Black
spending
and
a-
White is known for its Pokemon because it did a hard reset.
People shit on the Pokemon. Hold on, I have a meme. I don't want to dig through all of my leftist memes. Anyway, there's a meme where it's like the Sword of Truth, and the Sword of Truth is like Gen 5 is underrated. It's really good.
We didn't talk because we haven't talked about anything else in Gen 5 because N is probably the best character in Pokemon.
N is one of the best rivals since the one in Gold and Silver, in my opinion.
Yeah.
N is really good.
Yeah.
He's the most memorable rival. Oh my god, talking of memes, the one I sent you with Winnie the Pooh in the carousel. Where he's like, N, or yeah, it's like, hey, so I'm the king of Team Plasma. Anyway.
Just like you, audience, I don't know what they're talking about.
Anyway,
and you really love Black 2, White 2.
yeah, let's just get to you guys don't like either clearly. So Black and White, Pokemon, you're gonna put it lower. I'll put it at a 4.
I
Story
looking at my
is like
scores,
5
I've been
for me.
bad with that.
Story knocked it out of the park compared to other ones because it's so in depth with N and like it's epic as fuck compared to all the other ones.
Black and White and Black and White 2 are known for their stories. These are good.
That's my point.
These are good story games.
And Game Freak went out on a limb with these games, did crazy shit, and I want more of that. They haven't done it since, honestly.
I agree. And I'm afraid they're not gonna do it with the new one. We'll talk about
I
it
think
later.
competitively it was. It didn't really add any features that were. I don't know. Like they had the rotation battling, which was meh.
Oh my god, no.
It was okay.
Was this when they added triple battles too?
That might have been Gen 4, but I think it was Gen 5.
Let me see.
I don't think it was in 4. I don't think they added more Pokemon to battles.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story in this gen is solid, and
Triple battle.
I like the Pokemon with nostalgia, but I agree with you that they're kind of weak.
Triple battle was added in Gen 5. Yeah, triple battle and rotation battles. They're a couple funny videos that I've seen with whack strategies, but Gen 3 introduced double battles.
Sure.
Double battles are incredible.
Yeah. Okay, what about the Battle Subway?
Oh, the battle subway. The battle subway was cool.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, battle subway's
I
cool.
like the Battle Subway a lot.
Is the battle subway still in Black 2, White 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Because they had a more fleshed out sort of post game in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to Black 2 and White 2 in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's finish our
I'm just
scoring
putting
here.
Black 2, White 2 is not available. Because
You didn't play it?
I can't say anything about them. Yeah.
Well, we gotta like score it together, but I guess we'll get there when we get there. Replayability, I find it really replayable, so I'm gonna do that. Whatever my sum is. Okay, we can move on to Black 2 and White 2. Neither of you played it.
Black 2, White 2.
But, okay, so I'll give you the gist. Black 2 and White 2 were the first ones that were genuine sequels, right?
Right.
So the story, again, story heavy, which was dope. Oh, also feature-wise, you had Black City and White City, which was really cool, post-game, in the first ones. But Black 2 and White 2 was really interesting because everyone was like, gray version, and that never fucking happened. And then you take shots.
Dun, dun, dun.
I feel bad for y'all. How many shots in are you?
Real bummer. It's a lot. Let me tell you.
Do you want to stop? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
no, I'm good. But also, I want to know how many. It's been. When did we start?
I don't know.
Many minutes of recording. We have to be able to see that, right?
You know, maybe I don't want you to see it. I don't know, man.
We're not at double digits. I know.
No,
for
no,
sure.
you're not in double
This
digits.
is what, like
Sorry,
5,
people watching.
6.
I want to say
6 tops.
I want to say this one's going to be like 6th or.
I mean, Gen 3 was 2 shots. Then we've been like, how about the other ones? I don't know. We're good. It's fine.
You know, you can quantify it in how drunk you are and how many shots you took.
Honestly, like the last
Or how
3
much
shots of the
paper
session are gonna
rubs
hit
off on
me
your keyboard.
after the recording is done.
That's true.
Anyway, they're like not fully poured shots. Happy birthday.
Thanks, homie. Happy birthday. December 27th. So.
November 18th. I'm close.
October 3rd.
Oh, look at us being in the end of the year when it's all dark and depressing and shit. Salud.
Salud. I feel like Capricorn is the most Pokemon sign, but we'll talk about that later. Maybe.
Scorpio.
Another episode.
I don't care about Zodiac.
Scorpio. Holy shit.
I don't
That
really
is-
care.
That is a Pokemon sign if there ever was one.
That's right.
Unless it's Zodiac stuff relating to Final Fantasy and Yasumi Matsuno. But that's a completely different topic for another day. I'm not going to talk for 2 hours about
Okay, so
Final
I
Fantasy
would
Tactics.
love to do a Final Fantasy podcast with you.
Yes.
We'll talk about this later.
Black and White
Later.
2. Y'all can't rate it, but I'll just for
Y'all
story.
can't rate it, but I'm going to grade it.
That's right. Gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank them all.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
There it is! You said it live, and that is a bummer.
It's a joke I've been
God damn
killing.
it.
I beat it like a dead horse before we were live.
Like a dead Panita.
Oh god. I don't want to think about that. So Black and White 2, 2 years later, it was actually really interesting because it was a completely different
With
storyline.
a beard.
I'm
I'm
sorry?
kidding.
Yeah.
Tell us a
No,
little
you
bit
start
about
as
Black
the
and
new
White 2.
trainers and
Okay.
same starters. Black and White 2, you start different trainers 2 years later. God, I haven't played it in forever, so I'm going to do a disgrace to quoting what happens. But I think you might meet the previous trainers at some point, maybe not. As a champion, that might not be the case. But
That would be cool.
you start as, I know the female's name, what is it? It sounds like a woman from the Bronx. It's, oh jeez. It's,
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I wish. Black and White 2 characters. Oh god, it's like so it's Nate, which is not Rosa.
Oh, really? Her name is Rosa.
Nate and
Hey,
Rosa.
that's what I'm drinking.
True. True that. So Black and White 2.
What was Rosa's design?
Boom.
Oh yeah, she's cute. I
Yeah.
like her design.
No, I'm super into it.
That's a long
you're super,
hair, man.
You're super into it.
Hell yeah. Nate, not so much. Anyway,
Yeah, he looks like a tree.
Yeah, those are bad shorts.
they're not great shorts. And
Nate
also, like,
could
leggings
use
under the shorts
better
is, like, such a
shorts.
pogo aesthetic. Anyway, 2 years later, first sequels ever. The only ones that have happened thus far, actually. People thought that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were going to be sequels. They weren't. The idea of a sequel and it being 2 or 3 years after the fact of the first ones, I think is really interesting. And
I like that too.
just by virtue of that, I'm going to add a +1 for the story to what I had for Black and White. And we can move on to X and Y. So X and Y. Let's do it. God, X and Y, I have many feelings about them. Mixed.
You want to pull up the national index?
Oh
for
shit!
this
I
as well?
closed it. I'm
Oh,
dumb.
you
I'm
motherfucker.
a dumb motherfucker. What can I say? It should be in the history tab.
Yeah. List of Pokemon by.
Thank you for
And you
being
can just-
my sober eyes. You're not drinking enough.
I know.
Okay, so the starters. The starters at the time that I played it, I thought were weak, and in retrospect, I really liked them. But when I started this series, I chose Fennekin. I did not like where Delphox went, and I think in retrospect, Delphox is actually decent as a design
Yeah.
and the concept.
I mean, Greninja's become.
Greninja's
Greninja is the breakout Pokemon
Greninja's
from this generation.
phenomenal.
and
It's
people
one of
shit all
my-
over Chestnut. People
Greninja
hate
is one of my
Chestnut.
Smash starters,
Oh yeah.
and that like the franchise jumping scheme is great.
I mean, I do that with Fox
And the-
too. FYI.
And the Protean ability. That Greninja
Yes,
has
the
is
special
so,
ability is so
cool.
fucking incredible.
It's really.
It's the
interesting.
one where the move you use becomes the type that you are.
And then Kecleon got it as a hidden ability, and then it was awesome because you just gave Kecleon all priority moves, and it was awesome.
Bop, bop, bop,
So you had
bop, bop,
like
bops.
Sucker Punch.
Would it?
and-
So here's the thing: does it hit in? Does that ability hit in time for it to become a stab move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you use a priority move, like because Kecleon's super slow,
Right.
so you have like a priority move.
And
So
it
you have
moves
Shadow
bop, bop,
Sneak.
bop, 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 bop. Bullet
yeah.
punch or some shit like that.
Yeah, it gets Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch.
Shadow Sneak's priority? I didn't know that.
Was it?
Shadow Sneak is priority?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And then a couple other moves I can't remember.
Okay, so for Pokemon, this gen is, aside from the starters, in my opinion, like the starters aside from Greninja are okay. People shit all over Chestnut, and I'm neither here
Chestnut's
nor
kinda
there.
cool.
So the problem with Chestnut, I think, is that Chespin is just such a great Pokemon.
And then
Yeah.
Chestnut
Chespin
is
is
like,
a great Pokemon, and it.
I feel like Chestnut is not. Chestnut is not.
Yeah, exactly. Like they knew. They
They
named it for it.
Yeah, a lot of these
Yeah,
talent.
it's a bummer.
Okay,
Chespin's
so-
great, Greninja's great, but that is the top of the list.
Starters aside, the Pokemon in this gen I think are pretty great. Like Talonflame has been competitively viable for a while.
Well, not really anymore though because
When X and Y it was.
in X and Y,
Sun
but
and
then,
Moon was to a certain degree.
but then it somewhat, but they nerfed its Gale Wings ability because it was only because then it became that it was only when it was at full health, so you could use one Brave Bird and then it lost
Oh.
priority.
That's garbage.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Ugh.
Talonflame was dope as fuck. Talonflame was the Pidgey or shit. What's the pigeon in black and white? P-Dove. It was like the bird that you encounter. I'm
Yeah.
starting the timer at 8. Te mueras, man. Te mueras. Te
Okay.
mueras.
Let's see what else we got in this gen.
Pupa was a weird one. I wasn't.
Yeah.
If you,
I feel like it's
Viviana.
telling that we need a list for the later games.
Pyroar was okay. I actually
fine.
like Pyroar a decent amount. Pyroar was like
Really
the
cool.
Luxio of this gen.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But
Like
fire
the
type.
fire Lux Ray.
These,
Yeah.
these ones are fine. They're the
I
first.
like Florges.
They're the first fairy types.
Flabebe
like,
is whatever.
the first fairy types introduced and not like
Sure.
retconned into
Does
being
fairy,
fairies.
Sure,
does
sure.
fairy type start in
I
this
did
gen?
like the ones
Yes.
retconned into being fairy type, like
Okay, so
Clefairy.
that's new, that's big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Jigglypuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And those
abso-
Pokemon
Or
like,
Azumarill.
make sense as fairy type.
You know I like fairy types. I like as
Me too.
I've.
You're gonna say as a fairy.
I was not going to say as
You
a
were
fairy.
going to say.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say that because I've mentioned it already on the podcast that I main a mono fairy type.
But
Mono
fairy types are
type.
also dope. So
Yeah,
like
they're great.
again, so we have to in what's the word? Scoring this gen, we have to keep in mind that fairy type was introduced to balance dragon type, and so it balanced more than dragon type, or was it just dragon type?
Yeah, it kind of balanced dark type as well because
Dragon is null against it. Dark is
dark is half,
ineffective.
Yeah. And it's super effective against dark and dragon.
Isn't fighting also
Right.
ineffective?
Yep, and it's super effective against fighting types.
Right.
So this is big.
And then poison and
It's like a
steel.
big change
Poison and steel
to,
are super
like,
effective.
Super effective, and everything else is regular, or
Yeah, everything else is neutral.
So
damage.
this
I think-
immediately like gives it like big boost in impact, right? Like it
Oh, of course.
retcons the previous games.
of course,
in a
of course,
way.
of course.
Fairy type I think is one of the bigger.
And I think in
like,
replayability as
Steel
well.
is big, but fairy type is like big.
Yeah.
In retconning.
Yeah.
The rest of
For
the-
sure, for sure.
These-
Meowstic, I love Meowstic as a Pokemon. I love Aegislash.
Yeah, I mean
Aegislash is amazing.
that's another one of the like breakout ones from this generation.
Yeah, of course.
Slurpuff is so cool.
Slurpuff is so funny.
I think I mentioned on
Give
different
it a look.
podcasts.
Let us see Slurpuff. I
Click
think
Slurpuff.
Slurpuff deserves.
I love Slurp. I think I'd mentioned on another podcast about just how good competitive Slurpuff is.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I want to note that how like thin the lines in Pokemon have become.
oh, yeah.
Like
In the
this
art?
is-
Yeah.
Like the art has changed in a way that like the
A little
lines
bit.
contrast has just been
I
thinner.
never knew it was the meringue Pokemon.
It is. Look at it. It's a fucking
Well,
meringue
you-
pie.
yeah,
You
it's
want
a
to
meringue.
lick it. You want to lick it. If there's a
I don't know if I
Pokemon
wanna
you want to lick,
Yeah, if you're a
it's
fucking
Slurpuff.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if I want to lick it. Barbaracle, I like a lot.
Yeah, I hate the design.
Oh no, I love the design.
Great shell smasher, but terrible.
Yes, great. That was the first shell smasher I ever had.
Dragalge, really cool.
Yes, cool as
but-
fuck.
Okay.
Cloudster was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The howitzer, ha ha ha, it's a gun.
Yeah.
Heliolisk, I fucking love Heliolisk. Joe just hates all the Pokemon I love. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I
I
am a
just
fan of
hate
electric
everything
Pokemon.
there.
Electric Pokemon I
Sylveon's
love.
cool. Sylveon started a trend that I dislike in Pokemon in general, which I guess maybe started a little bit before, of like putting anthropomorphic elements as like flesh on a Pokemon. Like it has like flesh
Mm,
bows, and I'm
it's
like,
kinda
what
weird.
is happening? Which is weird. Like, yeah, make it fairy-esque, but the flesh bows are a weird touch.
I don't really like Goodra.
I love Goodra. Competitively on a rain team,
yeah.
Gudra is fucking amazing
It does
because it
have
has. It's
hydration.
not sap. Yeah, it's hydration. That's what it is. It's not sap sipper. Hydration.
I think it does get Sap Sipper as well.
It does have sap sipper, but hydration is the one
Yeah.
for rain teams that you
Yeah,
want.
because then you just rest.
Hydration is fucking awesome.
Trevenant, cool design.
Trevenant's a fucking dope design.
Klefki.
Klefki's also really cool.
Fucking love Klefki.
No,
Give
yeah.
it a click.
Okay, so
Let's see the color.
in retrospect, now that I think about all the Gen 5 Pokemon versus the Gen 6 Pokemon, the Gen 6 Pokemon are fucking great.
Klefki is awesome. It's a great.
It's literally a key ring that's a fairy steel type. Like, it's actually really cool.
And it has the prankster ability. It has
It's in the Elite Four in the game
huge-
for the story, which
It's
is really
a
cool.
huge amount of support moves. It's the best.
Also, there's the first Steel type Elite Four in this game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
First Steel type.
Okay.
He's all like Knight style because it's France, right? And Klefki's like the first Pokemon I think that he throws out. I like Avalugg a lot. I like Gourgeist a lot. I like Trevenant a lot. Zygarde, meh. Xerneas and Yveltal, meh. Hoopa, meh. Diancie, meh. So Noivern, I guess Noivern is the pseudo legendary in this one. I love Noivern.
I don't think it has pseudo legendary stats though, because it's only a 2-stage.
Really?
Pokemon.
Click it? Let's see.
Yeah, I think its base stats are probably like a 560,
I love Noivern though as a Pokemon. It's one of my faves.
535.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
low.
garbage. That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like Noivern and Flygon are some of my favorite Dragon type Salamence also.
Yeah, why isn't Flygon a pseudo legendary?
I mean, I love Salamence, but I also love Flygon. I love Flygon because of how underrated it is. Anyway,
Okay.
Gen 6.
Mechanics introduced in Gen 6. Mega Evolutions.
Fairy type.
Fairy type.
That's about it, right?
It had the petting thing. What is it called?
Oh, Ami?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Pokemon Ami.
That's
Because it was France, yeah.
And it also had the skating thing. If we're talking about features, you skated.
Oh, the skates were cool.
The skates were actually really
I like
fun.
The skates.
You could do tricks and shit.
Okay,
Like, woo!
but you could do tricks in the bike in
No,
Gen
but you could
3.
do cooler tricks with the skates, though.
I'm just saying like what
And they were just for aesthetics. You didn't get
what-
anything out of it.
What form of aesthetics? You could do tricks with the bike in Gen 3 and like
So
get
Gen
over,
3
like,
had the,
big
not the
things.
mock bike, but the other one, the acro bike.
The acro bike.
And the acro bike, you
needed
could hop
the
on
acro
it.
bike to get over like
You
some,
get items
like,
and stuff.
obstacles.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
So I'm just saying like, think of
Did
that.
you
in
use?
terms of
You
it.
did use this for items though. You had to like either like quickly skate up things, or you had to like acro skate up certain things, and like do certain tricks to get to certain items in this game. So it's similar in that respect.
Right. No, it is.
So it's a
Fair
similar
enough.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go teleporting you throughout Lumia City is a mechanic technically.
Yeah. How do we feel about Mega Evolutions?
I think they're a gimmick, but they're a fun gimmick.
But it's the first like gimmick.
Oh, it's the first hard gimmick.
Yeah, like this is
It's
the
later
first
we get
time like, you're,
Z-moves.
like your Pokemon like this is
Digimon. Your Pokemon are Digimon.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the first Digimoning gimmick in the not design but evolution.
I think there weren't enough Mega Evolutions, and I think they need to stick to one gimmick. That's my opinion, but that opinion spans generations.
Is this the gen where like again, obviously it's one of the gens that I did not play to the end.
You should anyway.
I know. This is a bummer for me, but this is one of the gens where like, is this like the Charizard has 2 evolutions?
Yes, two Mega Evolutions. Yeah,
pretty cool.
because Charizard's like
Pretty
the
cool.
favorite of the original ones.
he
right?
got number 1.
He got an X and a Y.
Reddit.
Mewtwo got an X and a Y as well.
We need to talk about this like at some point in the end, like the Reddit list of like Pokemon.
Ooh,
The what?
Reddit like rankings.
Like Reddit made like a poll for all the Pokemon with the idea that out of everyone in the world, like everyone has a favorite Pokemon, and that at least one Pokemon is everyone's favorite Pokemon. But then there's 4 Pokemon that did not have, like, they got 0 votes.
Oh yeah, I saw this poll. Yeah.
So we need to talk about this a little bit in the end, because this is a tier list of a tier list. Like this is out of all the Pokemon, who's our people's favorites Pokemon?
Yeah.
And there's 4 Pokemon that are no one's favorite, but most Pokemon are from the first couple of gens. Clearly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Like, you know, Charizard is everyone's favorite Pokemon.
Mhm.
That one gets the most votes.
Blastoise was my favorite.
And Blastoise is in the first like 40
Revisions.
probably. But like we can look at the list, talk about it later.
Oh,
We're
jeez.
moving on, right?
Yeah.
No, we're moving on, all right.
We're moving on.
Moving on up.
To the shot glass, to a deluxe tequila
So what
in the
happens?
sky.
Yeah. So what happens when we finish the
I
Cimarron?
tried. I can get something else, or we can not drink.
Cool.
I think the latter might be the better option. We can
I don't know,
stop
I'm
drinking.
committed to the.
I'm like on the higher end of tipsy at this point, and I drink a lot.
But we're not doing poorly.
Yeah, I gotta
in
kill the
on
bottle. Hold
list.
on. Sorry. This bottle's over. There we go. Cimarron over. This is one of the better bangs for buck, I think, in this day and age. Okay, so shot, and then we'll keep talking. Salud.
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 Christ. Ay, el traguito ese me jodió. Ay, me está quemando. Okay. Ay, carajo. Okay, so let's just score this. Let's just score this and move the fuck on. X and Y. The Pokemon are great, so I'm gonna go 4.5. The story I think is okay. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. I think it's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go like 3.54. I'll be harsh. I'll put 3.5. Impact, I would go higher because of fairy typing. And what else did we say? It was fairy typing.
Fairy is a
And
big impact. The Rakan impact.
it was fairy and something else that we said.
Megas, but Megas.
Oh,
are
Mega,
going,
obviously,
but
Megas.
but Megas.
We're
I
going to
don't think.
Digimon.
They don't
Megas are
transcend
gonna-
It's an
generations
impact, but
beyond
we-
ORAS.
We have to decide whether that impact is a good or a bad impact.
I
Like,
think.
do you wanna add like that gimmick or not?
I think in the context of this generation, it was good. Let me set the timer to 10 minutes, maybe even 11. It was 11. I'm cheating you, audience. I think the gimmick was good within the context of the generation. I think it would have been even better if they stuck to it and gave more Pokemon Mega Evolutions like Flygon. Flygon deserves one.
There's some great Mega Evolutions. Bayonets,
Bayonets is
Alterias.
great. Alterias is great.
Yeah.
Salamence I hate.
Yeah.
I
bad
love
design.
Salamence and I hate it. Garchomps, I hate. I love
Bla-
Garchomp, I hate it.
Blazikins is dumb. 'cause
Gabe,
it's
Blazikins
just-
is dumb.
It's the same. It's
Swampert is Swolpert.
Just, that one's really. Sceptile's cool.
Sceptile's the only good one from
Yeah.
Gen 3. Did Gen 2 starters didn't get Megas, did they?
No.
Fuck.
They should some.
How did I just realize that? I'm like...
Gen 2 starters underappreciated by the whole.
Oh, 100%. They're all
Yeah.
great.
You're phenomenal.
Especially
Sheer-
comparatively.
Sheer Force for Alligator, so cool.
You can learn Sheer Force.
Yeah, because it gets Sheer Force as a hidden ability, so you give it Sheer Force, Life Orb, and it can breed learn Dragon Dance. So you give it like, yeah, it can be pretty damn strong.
I totally forgot about Sheer Force as a thing.
It's a great ability.
No, I know.
One of my favorites.
I totally forgot about that. Like 100%. I even like at first I was like, it's a move. No, it's an ability. and it's a good one. Anyway,
Sheer Force Nidoking is great.
You're rocking my world right now. What?
Yeah, it's a sheer Force special attack Nidoking. He knows like Thunderbolt, Sludge Wave, shit like that.
I need to get back into competitive. Jesus Christ.
Competitive is hard, man.
It's so fun though. I got swept by a competitive Drifloon.
There's a lot of them.
With Unburden. Oh my
yeah.
God. Fucking wrecked me. Anyway, so what were we saying? We were saying the story is good, the impact. So Fairy and Mega. We're saying Mega. So within the context of this generation, I think it's huge. The fact that they didn't continue with Mega as a gimmick into Sun and Moon, and then this new game is upsetting to me because it should. I don't know if you're gonna add a mechanic like abilities or something like that, you should continue with it.
This seems weird. I
So
don't understand his move because
3 or
like
4.
the gimmick has changed in every game since.
Yeah, Z
in
moves.
a way that doesn't really make sense, right? Like you're not like adding to the Mega. The Mega evolutions were cool. But what happens after? This is again a Digimon move in the Pokemon.
It is.
Which is like something that Pokemon World should resist.
They did something that was like adding abilities or adding the special and offensive split in terms of attacks. But they didn't continue it. It was something that was just for one generation, and they were like, "Oh, nope, psych."
What does that mean for a region? What does that mean for the world?
Well, and they added it back in for Let's Go, but for Sun and Moon, it was just Zemos.
They did add it for Let's Go.
I mean,
for Let's Go, you get Megas.
Megas are in Sun and Moon, but they didn't add any. Like, you can still use Megas in Sun and Moon.
Oh, well, then I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah, you can still use them, but there just aren't any.
So you still
new
get the
ones.
Swampert or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
so it was cumulative for Sun and Moon.
Because on my team, I have, like, because I use a Mega Altaria on my team, so.
Girl, scoot in. Scoot your butt in.
You can see me. I'm, like, fully.
No, but I want everyone to be seen. I want this to be super seen.
Super scene.
Anyway, okay. So, jeez. So we're at Omega Ruby F Sapphire now. So ORAS. I have so many mixed feelings on this as like revisiting Gen 3. I thought that it had too much, and this is, I haven't replayed it for a long time. It's been years, when it came out basically. But I thought that it was much like X and Y were too easy. Meaning, like, from 5th gen, it was a little competitive. You had to grind a little bit to get through things. They added Audino for the sake of the fact that you were grinding so hard, you needed more experience. In X and Y, I thought it was a little too easy, a little handholdy at times. I mean, you get, like, Squirtle or Charmander or Bulbasaur, like, not in the beginning, but close to the beginning. Like, after the first badge, I think, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, it had a little bit of that vibe, but it was also really dope being able to play those games again, and on top of it having, I don't know, did y'all play?
Yeah.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire?
Yeah.
The Mega Latios flying thing.
That was cool.
Is cool as
and
fuck.
The like Poke Finder mechanic thing where you had like chains.
Yeah.
That was really good.
The chain thing is cool.
Because it made it like.
Was that in X and Y? No.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
It was, but that was a really good mechanic for, like, it made finding shinies easier but not impossible.
Right.
Made finding ones with good IVs a lot easier.
Yeah.
I will say though that like I feel like Omega Ruby and Sapphire are definitely. I feel like they're products more than they're like. I feel like. Just because Ruby and Sapphire are still pretty, like this. Just because the sprite work is great, like they have an aesthetic that is different to this generation of Pokemon games. I feel like they hold up in a way that they didn't need a remake, in the way that they did.
Okay, so I agree with your take to a certain point, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I instinctively agree with you, but. Cognizantly, I'll play devil's advocate. How is that any different than Heart Gold and Soul Silver? in that it's just hard gold. It's just gold and silver revamped visually. Right?
I feel like there's a line between like the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance games where the sprite work becomes just so much better, and the like Ruby and Sapphire games are still pretty today, in a way that Gold and Silver aren't.
That's fair.
And to me, the Omega Ruby and Sapphire games are, and this is not a bad thing, it's just a thing.
Sure.
There are a way to like bring those two games, which are phenomenal games, into the contemporary Pokemon world.
Right.
Like they bring them into the systems.
Well, that's the point of the remakes, right? Is to make them contemporary.
But I feel like it's the first remake that is about mechanics more than it's about nostalgia.
What do you mean by that?
If that makes sense. It's like the first remake that like playing Ruby and Sapphire and Omega Ruby and Sapphire, the only difference, it's not even in appreciation of what you're playing, it's about adaptability to the games that you're playing now. You can't transfer Ruby and Sapphire games to the new Pokédex. You can't transfer Omega Ruby and Sapphire games to the new Pokédex. And I feel like that those games, the only positive thing is the addition, like they're only adaptable to the newer generations in a way that the older ones aren't. Hot take. Not even a hot take.
I mean, like,
just like in like, this room,
kind of.
It seems like
I don't know.
I just feel like
I see what you're saying.
The 3DS-ness of them doesn't add as much. Doesn't add enough.
Here's the, having played through them, I agree with what you're saying, but trying to academically approach it, I don't know what about it made me feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, because it's the same thing going from gold and silver to hard gold and soul silver.
Great. Yeah, but the thing is like you play hard gold and soul silver, and like what you see is different.
Visually, I mean, but it's the same thing here, where it's like in 3D, like X and Y.
But
right?
Is 3D enough of a jump from like the gorgeous sprite work?
I don't know.
Is it an upgrade or is it a genre change? Is my question.
A genre? Like a whole genre?
Yeah, like think about it. Like from sprite work to 3D, is that like a change worthy enough? Of like from like the sprite work that was like from gold to hard gold?
Well, I don't know. I think
I feel like that's a good question.
Graphically, yes, to a certain degree. I mean, it's still like.
And don't get me wrong, it's great to have like the Pokemon from third generation like become like available and playable and like the story playable.
Full graphics,
like, hell yeah! Like I'm all for it, but I just don't think the change is big enough. Like I don't think that change is big enough. Compared to like a gold to
you're saying hard gold soul silver was a bigger change than Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire?
A million times.
Really?
Like to a way that is not comparable.
God, I might have to see it on paper, but I might also agree.
And I love those games. You know I love
Generation 3. Well, and like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I wanted to love them, and I felt I did like them. I enjoyed them. I played them competitively because of what, water again?
Yeah, too much water.
Oh yeah, too much water. Yet again. Yeah. You know, if IGN were reviewing, but
where are we at? I feel like I'm falling out of place. X and Y, and then
we're talking about ORAS, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, yes.
So in ORAS, God, I don't know. I'm also drunk.
Yeah.
It's really hard to place because when I played them, I had a lot of nostalgia for Ruby and Sapphire, like you're saying. A lot of nostalgia. And going through it, the story felt like a breeze. Like you just kind of went through it and it didn't stick.
Didn't move me.
Like Ruby and Sapphire. Not that Ruby and Sapphire has the best story ever. I do love Ruby and Sapphire, but again, it was like Ruby and Sapphire was like more like a puff of smoke. Like you went, whew. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to quantify it in terms of an experience.
As we are preparing to next shots, I wanna bring up like the idea that like in this Daniel's leaving. In this contemporary moment, we have a renaissance of sprite games. Mm-hmm. Things like Into the Breach, What's that game where you move to the beat of things?
Oh, Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Crypt of the Necrodancer, and it's
Owl
like
Boy.
Legend of Zelda expansion. Owl Boy. So sprite work is coming back in a way that makes Ruby and Sapphire like gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, in a way that they don't need the 3D update.
Yeah, I agree with that. And a lot of stuff on DS and 3DS when they were like updating older games, they turned like the beautiful sprite work into this like kind of a lot of it's like chibi bullshit in some ways. Like, you know, the Final Fantasy.
I heard that and I agree.
the Final Fantasy 4 version that they did on DS, as opposed to the one that they did on PSP. Or PSP, they just cleaned up the 2D sprite work, and on DS they did this 3D.
We're gonna share
stuff.
this.
So,
there's not much left. I was gonna take shots with him, but then I was like,
you stood up and you're like,
I was
absolutely.
like, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drink alcohol, so just gonna swig it.
Salud.
That was the saddest salud of the night.
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I don't deny the fact that it's an upgrade. I
Okay,
put
so
into context the fact that
Okay,
like 2D sprites and pixel work.
so yeah, I'm gonna start the timer.
Come
I'm
back.
gonna start at 11 minutes because I'm drunk.
I'm going to go pee real quick.
Okay, what is you're saying that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are better in terms of the gap than Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? For why though? Why?
Okay, so
What
I
about it?
think because Omega Ruby and Omega Sapphire, like their one thing that they do well is bring Pokemon into the contemporary Pokemon competitive scene. Like they are a bridge.
ORAS, not Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah,
ORAS.
yeah. They are a bridge into the contemporary Pokemon world. But that's all they do. Man, like, because Ruby and Sapphire are already pretty. They retain...
But there is the whole...
The sprite work is gorgeous enough that they retain...
Did you play with
a
the Mega
playability.
Latios flying around kind of thing?
No, but it's really... Is it that it?
I mean,
Is
it's
the Latios
fun.
and Latias, like, flying around, like, truly, like, the one thing they bring...
That's the one thing that sticks out.
And that's what it hurts me. I feel like, truly, the fact that you can easily emulate Ruby and Sapphire on a computer, but you cannot Omega Ruby and Sapphire.
The emulation part is not the convincing argument.
I don't know, man. I feel like it is.
Yeah.
There's a replayability to them. There's a gorgeousness to them. I don't feel like you lose anything by playing Ruby and Sapphire as opposed to Omega Ruby and Omega Sapphire. And I think that while the bridging generations is good, I don't think it makes up for the lack of the thing that it gives to the Pokemon generations.
I think as a whole, I agree with Jose. God, it's hard because playing this game.
Yeah,
I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
I was saving it for the shots, but go for it. Playing this game when it came out, I was underwhelmed. Yeah, I don't know. It's a random ass question in the chat.
Did we have a chat?
There was a chat that was like has nothing to do with what we're talking about, and I was like, I'm ignoring that. It has to do with like the iPhone 4, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna ignore that question.
Okay,
So-
now I'm going to jump.
To Jose's point, he's saying for some reason ORAS was less I don't know, less what's the word
It was less powerful, less moving, less nostalgic.
right, powerful and moving than Heart Gold or Soul Silver, and I would agree with that, but I cannot think of why. I think ultimately it felt like a watered down version of Ruby or Sapphire for some reason, and I don't know what about it makes me feel that way. But it does feel kind of watered down compared to Heart Gold or Soul Silver. It feels like Gold and Silver remade, whereas ORAS feels like it's Ruby and Sapphire, but part of it's a little watered down.
I think part of it is that Heart Gold and Soul Silver felt like a celebration of Gold and Silver, whereas Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire just feels like a, hey, this is for the new age. Like it, I don't feel
Yes.
like
Where it's like there's megas.
there's nothing in
Here's some new sprites.
Yeah, there's nothing
That's
in
it.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that I think gives the same feeling of like, if for me in Crystal, like Totodile was my first starter,
Sure.
and so then I did the same thing in when I had Heart Gold, and so like I had a Feraligatr like walking around behind me, and I was like, wow, this reminds me of when I was 8 years old.
Sure.
And this is amazing.
Sure.
And like I didn't really, even though I played Ruby and Sapphire like only like a year after I played Crystal.
Right.
I didn't have that same feeling when.
Oras.
When like Latios Mega evolved and flew through the air, like it was cool.
Same.
I didn't have that same jolt.
There's,
of
and
nostalgia.
I don't know if Jose is wording it correctly, but his ultimate point, and I that's what I agree with, and I agree with you, is that it does not feel. I don't know if nostalgia is the word, but like it doesn't feel the same as Ruby and Sapphire. The way that Heart Gold Soul Silver feels like Silver remade. It feels like its own game that's watered down for some reason, and I can't pinpoint what it is that feels watered down. But there's something about it that feels watered down. It could be, and this is I don't know if moot is the word, but it's a point that is somewhat subjective. It feels like, I don't know about y'all, but when it came to X and Y versus Black and White, it felt like X and Y was too easy, and they brought that. He's just like, whoosh.
Hello.
So we're agreeing with you. I'm trying to explain. X and Y felt like too easy, right? Almost like there were certain elements that was kind of hand-holdy. It's like, here's a Squirtle or here's a Charmander. Boom. And there were elements of that in X and Y. Not that there weren't in the other games, but it felt more heavy-handed in ORAS. And I really don't know how to gauge it because I hadn't played it in so long, but when I played it, it felt like it truly, I keep saying this, it felt like a watered down version of Ruby Sapphire.
Watered down. Okay, we've spent way too fucking long on ORAS.
Okay, so I'm giving it a 3.5 total. What?
I gave it a 15 total, which is.
Oh, I'll go like 13 tops. I'll go 12. There we go. ORAS. Okay, next. Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
I love Sun and Moon to a certain degree. SM.
Okay, Sun and Moon plays with nostalgia. And nostalgia, as people who have listened to the beginning of the podcast know, it's something I like.
Yeah, same. With the starters, not so much.
Not so much. I agree with that.
Starters. If we're going to talk about the starters, I think the starters here compared to Gen 6 are really solid.
Mm-hmm.
I know, so Incineroar, not so much, but the other two I love.
Incineroar's a wrestling heel.
Incineroar's
awesome.
cool. No, Incineroar's cool. Hear me out. The problem with Incineroar is that it is fighting themed, and there have been fighting types for a very long time, and people are fucking sick of that shit. I know I am.
So I do not like the water type.
You don't like Primarina? I
don't like Primarina.
I don't want to say love. I like Primarina a lot.
I don't even think about them.
I chose Papio. I chose Papio for my starter.
I do love the CGI.
The CGI is cool.
I do love Incineroar because it's one of my Smash mains. Man.
Oh, okay. Just because Primarina isn't in Smash. Primarina, my problem with Primarina
is in like the other Pokemon fighting game. What's the name of that thing?
Pokémon,
yeah.
I love Pokémon.
And yeah, so the CGI is in
Primarina's
Pokémon,
not,
Incineroar is in Smash, and they're phenomenal.
Incineroar is not in Pokémon either.
No, Incineroar is in Smash.
Decidueye is. But
yeah, Decidueye is in
Pokémon.
Incineroar is in Smash. And Incineroar is phenomenal in Smash.
So Primarina, I like Primarina, except for what we talked about earlier with, or what I talked about earlier with the flesh bows, right? Like anthropomorphizing, like human feminine things. Like feminine design is great. I love Milotic. Milotic is very feminine in terms of animalistic design. Primarina gets into like a feminine in a like a human sense with bows and stuff, and that's a little
it's odd.
But I do like Primarina as a Pokemon. Incineroar for me is meh because of the fighting theme. It's still fighting. It's effectively still fighting type. Like,
I agree.
I'm like, it's still another fighting theme fucking Pokemon.
I do think that Incineroar is the best fighting fire type we had in a while, though.
Yeah, I mean, like,
after like Blaziken, truly
Kick chicken.
Kick chicken. Yes. So like so you got Blaziken. Between the ones that are after Blaziken, which is Infernape, and then Emboar. Emboar I think is hot trash in my personal opinion. Infernape's okay.
Honestly, like Emboar seems like a first draft of an Incineroar.
A lot of people like it because it fits into the Chinese aesthetic. That Gen 5 was a lot about Chinese aesthetic, right? Which I didn't bring up when we were talking about it, but it's a lot about like Chinese zodiac and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even though the region is based off New York, it's a weird choice. But
some of these
Pokemon are great, aside from the starters.
Yeah, I mean, Yungoos and Gumshoos are terrible, but I like
Gumshoos is like Trump.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like Trump.
Straight up. I think Toucanon is pretty cool.
Toucanon is pretty cool.
Toucanon is pretty cool.
I love the bug. Charjabug to Vikavolt. Or sorry, Grubbin. Grubbin to Vikavolt. I love.
Crabominable, bad. Not a fan.
Crabominable is bad. Crabrawler, cool. Crabominable is okay. Or Crabrawler is okay. Charjabug is great.
Yeah.
It looks like a little bus. He's amazing. Or he or she. Vikavolt also amazing.
Yeah, very cool design.
Like, it's a fucking railgun.
Yeah,
it's so fucking
It's
cool.
a railgun. I think it's based on what is it called? Like Kawagata. Check the.
Wait. Someone in the comments goes, "Would Incineroar be better if it was modeled after Macho Man?" Yes. Macho Man Randy Savage. Fuck yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage, the pride of my hometown, Downers Grove, Illinois.
He's from Illinois?
He went to
No
high school
shit.
there.
The cream rises. The cream.
I'm not gonna do the voice because I can, but like it just like on an aesthetic level, it just look weird with all this going on, and also it just messes up my.
The cream rise. I love it. Anyway, so yes, Macho Man.
Okay, I got.
Snap into a Slim Jim. I'm justifiably in a position I'd rather not be in.
Bonesaw's ready. Anyway, from fucking the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, hell yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the one person in the comments is digging this. Oh god, we're at test shot time. So I'm out of tequila. Jose and I are drinking beer.
We're drinking beer now.
We can drink. You want to drink alcohol? No. We're drunk.
To you, man.
I am drunk.
We're in Gen.
Okay.
What are we in?
We're in Gen 7. 6, 7.
We're so close to the end that we can drink alcohol.
I'll get liquor. Hold up. We'll do liquor.
We're doing this for you.
Can I get some water while you're up?
Sure.
Yay.
You want some water right now? I got some water from myself.
Sure. Thanks.
This is camaraderie team. This is what's happening.
How do you?
So Daniel is out.
How do you open this, comrade?
You give it a twist.
Okay, I'm just not strong. Thank you.
I appreciate people that don't over twist.
Do you care if I put my lips on?
No, please go ahead. I appreciate people that don't over twist because some people are like, you just need a little bit more strength, and then they break things.
I'm always underpowered, never overpowered.
Underpowered is good, team.
Here's the water.
Thank you.
Here's the shot.
There's this shot. What are we drinking?
It is gin. It's a barrel-aged gin.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So some of these Toxapex.
Toxapex is
also
love Toxapex.
overused, but so
give it a click.
Toxapex is this gen's version of Ferrothorn.
I love Toxapex.
Okay, but you hate
This is a good
Ferrothorn.
Pokemon design.
Toxapex is so much better. Like, look at that design.
Toxapex's design is more fun than Ferrothorn, but I think they're both pretty fun.
It is natural. It is like good, like a hidden phase under.
And also tropical. It's very tropical.
I use
Hawaii.
My 3v3 singles team is really awful because it's such a slow team and it's so stally, but it's
I love stall teams though.
It's Toxapex, Pyukumuku, and
Pyukumuku's viable?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
I feel like we need to talk about the reimagined evolutions and the reimagined Pokemon for the
yeah, that's right.
Like that is, I think that's one of the best things because they
Alolan
play with
forms,
nostalgia.
I mean.
Yeah, Alolan forms are phenomenal.
Hold on.
They play with nostalgia and they are like just
God,
fantastic.
I'm gonna need that water after this.
Salud.
Salud.
Yeah, give me some of that.
An Ice Vulpix,
Yeah, no, I
Fuck
love
yeah.
the ice type.
phenomenal.
So Alolan forms, I hope going to Sword and Shield that they do this forms thing. I love the forms thing. I think it's great.
A long neck Executor. Hell yeah.
I love
it's
it
a meme.
also.
So
It's
ridiculous.
phenomenal. It's
No,
fantastic.
but I love it though.
It's
I love
fantastic.
it. I do love it. Here's your grading. So Sun and Moon. God, okay, so if we're gonna try to rush this and give a score, I think the Pokemon
Okay,
are
you
high.
got Beware.
Beware is
Beware
amazing.
is
Also,
great.
in the anime, Beware is fucking
Beware
hilarious.
is the best.
Passimian, I love Passimian and Oranguru. I love them both. Comfey, how do you feel about Comfey?
Type fucking no.
Type Null versus
What the fuck is that?
what's the
Sylvalley's garbage. Type Null though. Type Null was the
Sylvalley's
third.
I have
Type
never
Null
seen
was the
that thing
third
in my
one.
life. That's hilarious.
Type Null was the third one on my 3v3 team.
That is
So,
a full.
I suppose it's Sylvalley? Why would
Yeah.
why?
Eviolite.
Is
Eviolite.
that a regular
it makes it
Pokemon? Is
stronger?
that not a?
What does
What
what
is
does
that thing?
Eviolite do? This is before
So type.
Sylvalley.
So the lore behind Type Null is that
Remember
it was,
Arceus?
Yeah.
Remember the name? Now look at the ability for Sylvalley, not for Type Null.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The ability for Sylvalley
So what the
is
fuck
called
that?
The RKS.
RKS system.
So
So this is a human-made Pokemon to try to imitate Arceus.
Interesting.
and so Type Null is its form without so it levels up with high
Overcompensation executor, the
Yeah.
commenter says.
function. Yeah, so it
What the fuck is a Sylphally then?
that's its evolved.
That's the
form.
evolved form.
It evolves.
That's the one that has the Arceus
Yeah,
like
type. Yeah.
ability,
but
right?
it's strangely enough.
You
Even
don't
though
like
it's-
was competitively you don't use Sylvalley?
Yeah, I mean,
Why Type Null?
Most people don't use Type Null competitively either, but I used Eviolite, Swords Dance, Type
What is
Null.
it? So the Eviolite powers it up somehow? I forget how it.
Eviolite raises defense and special defense by 50% for each if it's a Pokemon that still has an evolution.
Right.
So that's why like Porygon 2 is viable. Why Dusclops in a weird
Porygon
way.
2 is also like pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn. So these are like Jesus Pokemon.
That's right.
They're like
That's right.
so close to God.
Dude, I love Komo-o. Komo-o I fucking love. As the pseudo legendary of this one.
Give it a click.
I love it as like the Dragonite of this version. I fucking love it. I think it's really fucking cool. No,
I
you
like
don't like
it.
it?
I like
I'm the
it.
only one apparently.
They are
Fuck
more
me.
feeling. It's
Hold
pretty
on,
cool.
we're all out of the fucking shot. Scooch.
There
There we go.
We're all in chat now. Okay. Tapus. How do we feel about?
I love the Tapus.
They're
All of
cool.
them. I love all of them. The shinies are amazing.
I haven't seen the shinies.
Yo, you haven't seen it? They distributed the shinies for the battle event. Remember, I texted you about it.
Oh,
We'll click them.
I don't listen to what you say.
Tapu Koko shiny is black. Fuck you.
Give it a click.
How do you see the shiny? I just want the shiny. God damn it.
Go down. Go down. Go down. Go
Hold
down.
on, I'll
Go
just-
down to the evolutions. There's like Bulbapedia always has like the evolution pictures and then the shiny.
Oh, the
pictures.
sprites.
Oh, I've seen this.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
definitely.
The Tapu Koko sprite is baller as fuck. And then we got, let me go back and pull up Tapu Bulu and Tapu Lele.
Tapu Bulan.
Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu sprite, shiny sprite. Let's scroll down. Also black. Looks cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. And then Tapu Finis is also black, but it's black and pink, and it looks super fucking cool. Or Tapu Lele and Fini are both black, but they look really cool. Fini is, I think, is black and pink. I forgot there were 4 Tapus.
Oh, this one.
Black and pink.
Oh,
For
that's
Tapu.
Cool.
really
That
cool.
looks great.
Tapu Lele is black and pink, and then Tapu Fini. Oops. Jeez.
Too far.
Tapu Fini is black and blue. Tapu Fini is one of my favorite shinies.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
Tapus are black and something, and they look cool as fuck.
Are
They're
the
dope.
Tapus legendaries in this game? Or
Yeah.
are they-
So they're like
Are they
they're like
mythical?
the totem Pokemon.
Are they
Okay, so
mythical?
the ones
or
you have
Mythical,
to beat
no.
before,
I think
like,
the mythical
hitting the
is there a
gyms?
mythical in this gen? No, the mythical is Zeraora. Zeraora is the mythical of this version.
So you have to
So
beat
these-
one of the Tapus
But
before
these
beating
don't
one
have
of the
high enough
gyms
stats
kind
to
of
be.
thing, right?
Oh, it is legendary, huh?
This is legendary for sure. It's not
That's a
mythical.
really
The
cool
mythical
one.
of this version is Zeraora, which is like they had to release it through GameStop, which is a fucking arguable thing against it, I think. So Sun and Moon, how are we gonna rate it? We gotta rate all the Pokemon games, yo.
Oh, we also just have to say
Right.
Ultra Beasts.
Wait,
Almost all of them are terrible.
yeah, the
designs.
Ultra Beasts are fucking garbage, except for Poiple, and Naganadel. I like Naganadel a lot.
I don't really like
Look at shiny Naganadel and talk to me.
So what are your favorite Ultra Beasts? Ultra Beasts.
None of them really.
Oh,
But
okay, that is cool.
the fucking shiny is
The
dope
shiny
as fuck.
Naganadel is very cool.
But this is my favorite Ultra Beast, Poiple and Naganadel.
I don't like any of them, frankly.
Xurkitree is awful. Buzzwole is the worst.
Buzzwole's funny, at least. But
It's funny, but I think
Lick it.
Nihilego
Let's see
like
the
looks
funny.
like what's her name? Lily or whatever the fuck her name
Yeah.
is.
Pretty buff bug.
it's a
Yeah,
fun-
That
It's
is
Buzz-
100% Digimon territory.
Yes.
Kartana
Exactly.
has
So like that is.
Kartana has a cool design.
Kartana's a decent design,
But
it looks
except
the
that-
least Digimon
Except
like.
it does look like a carton of McDonald's fries.
Delicious.
However, Magearna,
Magearna's
amazing.
it's a Ultra Beast?
No, it's mythical.
Oh, I was like, hold up. Magearna
Awesome.
is mythical from last gen, though, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
No, Magearna's
It's seven.
from Sun and Moon?
Is that like a bunny evolution or what is that?
It's just a mythical.
It's
And Marshadow, amazing.
Marshadow's. So
like
Marshadow's
that.
mythical, is it?
That dude
Mythical.
has an attitude.
And it's fighting Ghost, which is like one of the best
Correct.
attacking
Correct.
types.
So Marshadow, Magearna, and Zeraora are the mythicals. And I think this is the first gen to have 3 mythicals,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
I really like Zeraora though.
Zeraora, my problem with Zeraora is that they do this thing where they release the Pokemon after the movie and have 0 story in game.
Mm-hmm.
They
Is
just
this
give
not
it to you.
Luxario evolution?
No,
No, it's
just
its
a
own
mythical.
fucking thing,
Dude,
bro.
like, it's the same
Oh, what
colors,
evolution?
though.
¿Qué dijiste?
He said
Tú me das
Luxario, a Luxray evolution?
Oh, no.
Same
Luxio,
colors,
Luxio,
man.
Luxio.
Yeah, same
Borracho.
colors, dude.
Okay.
Luxario,
We've
like, that was
gotten,
a
Luxio.
Lucario, but with an X.
okay, we have
My
gotten
bad.
we have gotten so far off.
Okay,
base.
so I love this. I love
Yeah,
this
let's rate it,
generation
let's rate it.
because it gives like a different aesthetic to like. It gives it like a
14?
this Pokemon definitely like came to this island, evolved differently, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, the Alolan, yes, I agree with you there.
Alolan evolutions are phenomenal.
The Mythicals are garbage. The Ultra Beasts are fucking garbage.
And this is one of those like
Wait, the mythicals aren't garbage.
Oh, Jesus. I think Zeraora is garbage. I think Marshadow's okay. I think Marshadow's fun.
Marshadow's so cool.
Marshadow's fun.
Magearna is awesome.
Magearna is, in my opinion. Also, we're behind on the timer, so I'm gonna go 6 minutes. Hey! Okay, so Necrozma's dope. Guzzlord's okay. Anyway, so I give it an overall 14. That's my
Yeah.
score. You know, you guys.
Am I the only one that played Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon?
I played Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Oh, okay.
It was literally Sun and Moon that had a little bit of polish.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was going to be Black and White 2,
Mhm.
where it was a sequel, right? Because of the naming convention. And the fact there were 2 different versions. And it wasn't. Let me get in the shot. It was not. Fun fact. Black and White 2, because it was the only version that came out separately, there was no Z. But the only version that came out with 2 sequel versions, people were like, oh, it's going to be a sequel. It'll be fun. It'll be a different story. Much like Black and White 2 was 2 or 3 years after Black and White. This was literally Sun and Moon finished.
Yeah.
Right?
It introduced. I mean, Naganadel and Poiple
Were
weren't-
introduced.
Yeah. And
Yes.
some of these, and Zeraora as well, and like that's fine. And they made some competitive changes that I really like. Like they buffed Mantine, who I love.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stats-wise?
Stats wise,
Oh,
they
shit.
gave Mantine originally had like 65 base HP.
Yes, Mantine
and
was
they
garbage.
gave it 85,
Oh,
which
shit.
made it like loads more viable. And then they gave like other Pokemon some moves, stuff like that. I can't remember all of them at this point, but yeah, the competitive changes were cool. But other than that, I got kind of bored with it because it was basically
More or less the same
thing.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
Commenter talking about this gen in general. Commenter Guton
What?
says Guton is their screen name.
Okay.
They say the Alolan versions open up a bunch of opportunities with older Pokemon because of the new typings. I do really like Alolan Golem. and Alolan Sandslash.
I like him because of their aesthetic more than I.
Alolan Golem looks
This
like
is-
they're a communist with the
Right.
fucking mustache.
This is a
Like,
part
"Dah,
of me like
we
not
are
being into the competitive scene as
from
much
Soviet
as I'm into
Russia."
the aesthetic and nostalgic scene.
But Electric Golem is
they're
really cool.
phenomenal. Yeah, exactly.
And like Ice Ninetales is fucking amazing. Ice Fairy
Ninetales
Ninetales.
is so
Ice
fucking
Fairy
cool.
Ninetales is amazing.
I saw this really amazing competitive battle with someone who they're doing a double battle.
Was it VGC?
Yeah, I think it was VGC, and they were.
I hate VGC so much.
They were using they were using an Alolan, Ninetales, and they're starting off the battle with Aurora Veil because they had that snow warning.
Right.
And they also had a Garchomp out there which was taking
What
damage.
the
From,
fuck?
Damn.
On the same team?
Yeah, it was,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
taking damage from the hail, but they were like oddly complementing each other very well. So
Interesting.
They say Ice Ninetales is nice tails. Anyway.
I like it. But Ninetales is so cool because it's
gorgeous.
Because the original one has drought, and then the Alolan one has ice.
Oh, the
form.
fire one has drought?
Yeah,
I
hidden
didn't
ability.
The hidden abilities
They're
escape me,
so
man.
cool.
It's like they're hidden or something.
And
Wow.
honestly, Ninetales is one of like the
Get me back up that water.
unappreciated, gorgeous Pokemon.
But also the Ice Fairy Ninetales is gorgeous as well. It's fucking beautiful. Okay, so
Very to it, yeah.
I gave this. I
So
might
you two are
reevaluate.
That's what the conclusion is.
You know, hidden
furry.
hidden ability furry.
Hidden Fairy, my favorite fairy.
So I gave this an overall 14. It might be a little low. I might reevaluate later. So we got Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. I don't know how to evaluate it.
I gave it the same score.
Right.
I will give it
Right,
the same score too. Like
right,
15,
same.
15.
Gonna go
Competitive changes
14.
are great, but doesn't do enough.
So y'all haven't played this, but finally we're at Let's Go, which I've
No,
played.
but I have played Let's Go. I have not.
You
I've not
you played it
finished
at my
Let's Go,
home.
but I've enjoyed Let's
Have you-
Go
do you
in
have
a way.
it?
In a way that I was
No.
surprised I wasn't gonna be. So I was 100% opposed to Let's Go, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It like takes
is
away.
pretty. So in
Yeah.
its favor, it's only the 150 Pokemon, the first Pokemon, which plus Meltan and Melmetal, which I will knock it for it at a 2. But we're talking about the story and lore also fucking like a 2 or 2.5 because it's fucking yellow again. It's the fourth time we've been to Kanto. Yes, 4th time. Because it goes
red, blue, yellow,
red, blue.
fire, red, leaf, green.
I'm not counting yellow.
Okay.
Gold, silver, heart gold, soul silver,
Oh yeah.
and then Let's Go. 4th
Yeah.
time. And this time doesn't even have the Sevi Islands. It's just a remake of Yellow. So I'm knocking it in terms of story and lore, especially because it doesn't have the Sevi Islands. But in terms of mechanics, overworld Pokemon is genuinely magical. Like, seeing the Pokemon overworld is really fucking cool. And you can even see the shinies overworld in this one,
Yeah.
which is fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And the way it works is you, like, string catching, like, a Staryu over and over again, and the more you catch it, the more likely you are like to get higher IVs and a shiny.
Okay.
The more that you keep catching that same Pokemon over and over
That
again.
is a phenomenal idea.
I love that
That is a
mechanic.
game-changing idea. Like it,
So just based on that
moves.
mechanic, like a 4, at least in my opinion.
Man, and those games are truly. Oh boy.
Shot time. It's the Blood Moon. I'm having some of this water.
Those games are a treat. They're one of those games that like, as Pokemon has grown, it has become a game both about like enjoyment and about a game about grinding.
Yeah.
In a way, and like breeding. And
I think since X and Y, it's been less grinding. Since X and Y.
But Pokemon Go, Pikachu
Okay.
and Eevee have
There's
both
a cap.
become like games about just like enjoying.
That was
them.
embarrassing.
They didn't
And
say.
I like that a lot.
Yes. I'm gonna pour us a half shot, and then
Please.
we can just drink on the
Yeah, let's do it.
the beer, because we're drunk.
Aye, Captain.
Are you sure?
Hi.
I is drunk. IR
How many has
baboon.
this been?
Anyway, okay, so swig.
Salud.
Salud, compadres. Christ, give me that water. Jesus.
Alright, I finished my beer.
Why don't you have some of ours?
That was
Christ.
harder than usual. What was that?
Okay, so finishing up. Let's go Pikachu Needy. God, so I give it a very low score on the Pokemon. I give it a very low score on the story or lore because it's they add some little fun stuff in the story, but it's just fucking yellow over again. The mechanics are fun because of what you can do with Pikachu throughout it. It's like you don't have to have an HM slave. Pikachu does stuff for you. That's interesting. Replayability, I guess it's very replayable, so I'll give it a 4.
And I think something has to be said about how accessible this game is to
It's
a new
extremely
generation.
accessible. Yeah, it's very
is,
accessible.
especially
most accessible.
Yeah, especially the kids who were just playing Pogo, and then they're
Right.
like, "Oh, we have this
Right.
game for Switch."
Right.
And I think that's
I agree.
that's why I was like, I was like, I will not be buying this game because I don't.
In
care.
addition to what you've said, not only the kids, but the people who have a lot of nostalgia for Gen 1 in general and were playing Pogo.
like lapsed Pokemon fans,
Right, and came back in because of Let's Go, right? That was the whole strategy with Let's Go, was like, let's bring back the Pokemon Go players, whether or not they're children or older people who have nostalgia, and get them ready for Sword and Shield. Anyway, so let's sum up our shit, and then let's get to sorting.
Oh, quick thing about spin-offs.
Uh-huh.
Pokemon
Conquest.
Snap.
Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon Snap!
Oh,
man! Also,
I'm a big fan of
Conquest.
Pokemon Snap. Conquest.
Snap!
Just because
Conquest.
Fire Emblem, man. Like
No, but it was Fire Emblem with
strategy,
Pokemon.
strategy
It
games.
was so good.
Truly, like, ugh. Yeah.
we should
Conquest-
probably keep it down a little.
No,
bit.
no.
It's like, we spent 2 hours ranking Pokemon games, and then someone brings up Conquest, and we're like, yes!
Yeah,
The
actually.
best! It's just a different game mechanic, and we love it.
They put Nobunaga in a Pokemon game.
I know, it
And
was
that is-
so good.
that is
Ambition of
all I need.
Nobunaga.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh god. Okay, I'm adding up all my shit so we can finally sort this
Me too.
motherfucking
Jesus
Christ.
I
This motherfucking
did not do great
tier
at
list.
keeping score in some of the other games.
Okay, so on 5.5, 4.5, 2.5. How do you do math? 6, 7.
That's why I added
17.
my stuff earlier.
Yeah, it would be nice if I did that. Crystal. I literally rated it the same. Oh no, 16.5 versus 17. Okay, so Gen 3, I did 10, 15, jeez. I rated Gen 3 high. Emerald. This is going to be interesting sorting these subjectively, like you were saying, Jose. We are currently trying to sort all our ratings, which is hard.
Making sense of our notes.
So I got Emerald, and I'm going to further the screen.
Okay, I need another. What are we doing? Are we like putting them in a hierarchy, grading them? What are we doing?
This right here.
I'm just doing off of that.
But we got to agree after we number them, right?
Right. Right.
I see a trend. Hello, viewers. We are currently just staring down and writing shit.
Give us a sec.
That's right. I mean, we're
We'll
close.
be
I'm on
right
hard
there.
gold, soul silver. I'm getting close. Black and white. 9, 12.5, 16.5. Wow, black and white is lower for me than I thought it would ever be in my whole life. I need another piece of paper. Oh man, it's gonna be. Jose, you were saying subjectively to rank these. This is gonna be hard.
They're really hard, man.
Black and white.
I don't know what it
Two.
is.
¿Dónde estamos? Black and white 2 más 1, 17.5, in my opinion. X and Y 8 más 12, 15.5 digo. Horas.
Okay, so what do we do when we disagree about the placement in the?
Well,
tier
you know,
rankings?
we'll fucking hash it out. I don't know.
We'll talk it out. Okay.
I'll put fucking 13 for Horas. Sun and Moon, 14.5. Or I'll put 14 and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. US, I think I was like 14.5. Alright. Fuck, here we are. Ooh, this is interesting. For my add-ups. So, we got, for me... Yo, I'm just gonna start sorting. Y'all can disagree with me.
Yeah, go for it.
What,
Are you doing ascending or descending?
I'm starting with S. Yo, where you at? There you are.
You just had it.
Where you at?
Top. Look up.
Hey. Okay, so Heart Gold, Soul Silver go in S tier because that's where they fucking belong.
I had them in S tier as well.
Also, yo, where you at?
Yeah, those are the best.
I'm looking for it. Yo, where the fuck? Yay, platinum. S. Done. Platinum is S. Anything else? 18? Nah. I do have 17.5 and 17.5, which is close to 18, where I rated them. Is Emerald and Black and White 2. So maybe S or A? Let's go. I'll go A for now.
16.3. I agree.
And then Black and White 2. There's White 2, and then where's Black 2? I don't see it. God, it's so hard to see. There it is. Black 2. We'll
Add to that gold and silver, like
you think?
regular. Yeah.
Gen 2, 17.5? Yeah, 17.5.
Yeah.
I will, for the sake of ranking these conservatively, put them in B.
I had
gold?
I agree with that.
We'll move them up
in
eventually.
No, I agree with that in general. Like, if you had to choose
Or silver.
between playing
B.
Emerald or gold and silver,
I mean,
would
Emerald
choose
for
Emerald
sure.
as an A.
Hold up.
Yeah,
But we're talking about Gen 3.
Exactly.
Gen 3 is also a 17, so for me, I don't know, y'all reference your notes, but Gen 3 goes in A or B.
Also, as I'm reading this
I had Gen 3
tier list,
in
I am
D,
feeling
actually.
drunk in a way I hadn't
What?
felt before.
Where do you have Gen 3?
How drunk are you?
We'll go B.
I don't feel like a comparison is necessary. I'm just feeling like, in a way that, like, as I'm reading Emerald, I'm feeling a little bit.
In your feelings? Or?
In your feelings. Hold on, where's Emerald?
Untethered.
Okay.
Untethered. You know, like groundless.
Oh yeah, we got Emerald
Okay.
up where it should be. You know, God, I might put motherfucker.
Thanks for picking it up.
At least the pen isn't groundless.
Thank you.
So I'm going to
This is
put Diamond and Pearl. Feel free to disagree with me, but I think they go in A.
I have them in
Oof.
B, but
I have them in B too.
so they're getting moved to B because fuck you.
Fuck you guys. What about Black and White 2 though?
I had Crystal in A. I had Black and White
Crystal
2
A
in
too.
C. So, but I also haven't played them.
I have Crystal in B, but
Where's
God.
it? Where's it in yours? B or A or?
Crystal is the same as gold and silver.
Okay.
Not
so-
A, and not S. No, A. We'll split the difference.
No. He was saying in gold and silver. So
Gold and
B.
silver, B.
Not
Not hard gold in
fair enough.
Yeah,
Too many
s-
Bs.
Soul silver.
There's a lot of B's, man. Okay, so, geez, Crystal 17. I have Gen 2.
Can we
17
bump
more.
Crystal up for the sake of it being, because for the sake of there being too many Bs?
Crystal was better than
Yeah.
gold and silver.
Okay,
We might bring it down as.
I'm sorry, but black and white belongs in B.
Black belong to B,
Yeah.
but black and white too belong to A.
Belongs in A.
Yeah,
It's better.
yeah, it
Okay.
is. It is truly a better sequel.
Yes. X and Y, I feel like is B or A. What about you guys?
B or A, really?
Is C or B? C or B?
I had those in lowest tier.
Lowest tier?
Yeah, X and Y.
C or B? Not D.
I split the difference.
We'll
put
go
in
C.
I have them in 16, which is not
Great.
great.
We'll go C for now.
Yeah.
We'll change it later, maybe. Okay. What about Fire Red and Leaf Green? I have that really low.
Yeah, that's a D.
That's
I agree.
straight
I
up
agree
D. Yeah. Even though they have
Which-
the fucking Serbi
yeah,
or Serbi
Replayability,
islands.
but nothing
Which-
else.
Which is to say that, like, if Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are still great games, can be D tier,
Sure.
like, this is a great series.
Okay,
Yeah, I
ORAS for me is also D.
Yeah, it's a D tier.
All right, ORAS is D. So we got ORAS D. What else are we missing?
The OGs for me are...
B or A?
Yeah, we could probably got to put them up higher, but
I'm gonna go B, man.
I
In
agree.
terms of my
They're not-
scoring, they're B.
They're like neutral.
Right?
Just,
They're,
yeah,
looking at my numbers, they're like around a B.
They're definitely not the worst games because of the impact and like the literally the footprints they made for the rest of the games. But
Judging by our criteria, that's only one category.
yeah, exactly. So they B. They B.
Yeah, let's go B. So, blue,
We
red.
got too many Bs, though. We gotta...
You know, sometimes you have a lot of Bs. What about
That's
yellow
it,
though?
that's
Let's
just-
go to yellow.
Yellow's
an
an
A.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, it
you
was
think?
better.
You
It was
think?
better. It was better than blue and B.
Okay, fine. Marginally, but sure.
Yeah.
Since I'm outnumbered here.
Let's go... I mean, I guess that's a D, but that's...
I think
I-
let's go. Let's go. Or which one?
Yeah, let's go.
I think
Here's
let's
the
go.
thing, though.
We're not going
Let's go. I wish the new games
Wait, hold on.
were in the Let's Go
8,
engine.
10, 12. I have let's go at like an F.
Let's Go are. I honestly,
Let's go is low as fuck for
Let's
me.
Go is great and bad. Let's Go.
Okay, so
I wish the new games
D?
were in the Let's Go engine, but without Let's Go catching.
So do we agree C or D? Which one? if you had to pick one.
They are a treat, but I would say C.
You think C? I think
Yeah,
D.
I don't think
What do you-
they're. I don't think they're
Joe?
bad. I don't think they're bad. I think they're phenomenal.
D's not bad. It's passing.
And yeah, fair enough. None of these games are.
My sum for Let's Go is 12.5, which is the lowest
Yeah.
amongst here.
I guess D. Yeah, I'd say D for it.
I would have gone higher, but I agree with the.
Okay, Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is like a C or a C.
Sun and Moon C or B. I like the Sun and Moon take on the first gen Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
the
that's
Alolan
I
Pokemon.
think that's a great. I think that's a great idea.
And then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon should go in the same place. 'Cause
Same?
Yeah.
Not B? I was
No.
going to say they improved it.
They improved, but there isn't enough that's changed about it for it to be
That's a fair point.
its next step.
I think, but if it's so good, like, here's the question before I place it. If you were to tell someone who hasn't played either right now which one to play, which one do you tell them? You would tell them Ultra, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure, because it's like the yellow version of this.
Sure.
Or sorry, the emerald is a better comparison of this gen,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
But of the games that, in terms of the games like Platinum, Emerald, Crystal, this is the one that's changed the least things. So with the precedent that it has
I agree with that.
before
agree
I
with that.
think it should be at a C because it just doesn't change enough.
They could have done better.
Well, I gotta move.
And especially for, it's like, and the changes that they made are mostly for like people who are deep into it with competitive shit.
Yeah.
So I'm saying C.
Oh, I mean, C is the same as Pokemon, like Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
So same
Yeah,
rank.
Same rank.
All right. Ring, 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 ring.
That's me, homies.
You're being called.
Not bad.
Is this? God, how do I feel about this? I think Black and White should be higher personally.
Do we? But is it? But then, should it be on the same level as Black 2, White 2?
I think Black and White 2 should be a little higher. I think. Look, if it were me personally, Black 2 and White 2 goes to S tier, and then Black and White go to A tier. But that's just me.
Yeah, because we have too many Bs right now.
There's a lot of Bs, but like,
I
mean, like,
think-
if anything, Gen 4 goes to A over Gen 5 from what we've talked about.
Yeah.
Like Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. Like Platinum's already there, I think. Where's Platinum? Platinum's in
at
S.
tier, yeah.
So I think Diamond and Pearl go to A tier for sure. And I think Black and White might go.
I think this is good though. Like B tier is the like we should have the most at B.
If
It is the average size.
I don't think
that's not wrong.
Yeah, I don't think Black 2, White 2.
I feel like that makes sense. Like there's smaller amount of better and a smaller amount of
I
Yeah.
don't think Black 2, White 2 should go, or Black and White should go any higher than that because of
What about
of
X,
the
Y, and
designs.
Sun and Moon though?
I think those are fine.
Is
with
C the appropriate choice? You think?
that. I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
So everything since Black and White has been subpar compared to Black and White, which is my point. So you're agreeing, you're agreeing with me in
That's
general.
fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
For different
okay.
reasons, like a mixture of Pokemon design, story, and effect on the entire Pokemon series.
Sure,
I
sure.
agree with that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
this
mean,
is-
the Black
this
and White
is
story was dope, and it's great.
None of these games fail. Like the fact that Pokemon Go,
Because Pokemon's amazing.
Pikachu, and Eevee are in D, really suggests that none of these games fail as a game. It truly is.
I think
about the
having
context.
played it
Those
today,
games are phenomenal.
Let's Go is
You're good.
meh.
Oh, but you're good, man.
I think maybe the only thing that I would currently change about this list is maybe I'd want Emerald in S tier because of the
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Because
If anything, okay, so
it's-
I will put it in S tier, but caveat, but I think it belongs somewhere in between S and A tier. You know what I mean?
Are you suggesting another tier for Emerald?
I'm suggesting an SA in between.
I agree
Where Emerald
with
belongs.
you that Emerald did not add enough. Emerald is pretty cool.
I'll, for the sake of Joe, put it in the S tier.
And I do
But I'm
think it's
reluctant.
better
Okay,
I'm
but-
reluctant.
than Ruby and Sapphire. I just don't think it added enough to
But
be...
for me, Emerald should be in the S tier because of the Battlefront tier. Because
The Battle Frontier is not enough for a reason, though.
But Battlefront tier, it set the
Look,
stage for so much going
Ruby and
forward.
Sapphire
I
are
agree.
on
No,
B
I
tier.
agree with that.
Ruby and Sapphire are
Battlefrontier
B
is a
tier.
different thing.
And
Battle
and
Frontier is not enough to knock it two
Battlefront-
stages up.
it was the first one to do it, and Emerald might have the best version of the Battlefront tier to date. In terms of aesthetic
define
design,
iterations of Battle Frontier, because Battle Subway counts, right? Versus
the Battle Subway doesn't have the in terms of
It's not
the
the same
design,
nuance.
in terms of the design of the world and how
sure.
the Battle Frontier and Emerald was this sort of weird carnival sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, I think it.
I like the Subway aesthetic though.
The Subway was
I like
fine,
it a
but I mean, it was kind of drab.
Yeah, I mean, I think my issue with the Battle Frontier and the Battle Subway in general is just it felt boring as fuck after battling people over and over again.
Oh, I spent so much time. in
Oh,
Battle
well,
Frontier.
I mean, that's it. Here's a difference between you and I. Here's my point. Ruby and Sapphire are in B.
Okay.
Putting it in S is a fucking huge department. Whatever the word
It's
is.
a huge jump. Yeah.
Right.
Out of all
It's
the
a big
choices,
jump.
it's going to be the most controversial one. Gen 3 does not usually get a place in like top tier.
I don't even think yellow belongs in A, to be frank. I think yellow belongs with gold, or sorry, red and blue.
I think
Really?
I think we have to have.
I
a
think
Gen
yellow
1 game
belongs
in
above
S or
red and
A
blue.
tier. And
Which
I
one?
Think, I think we need to have one Gen 1 game in S or A tier.
No.
And I think yellow is the one.
I'll hard disagree. No, because like yellow is like the same as red and blue. I don't know, man.
No, I don't know, man. Yellow.
I can't go higher than where I'm at with yellow. at
Yeah,
all.
I think
that's fine.
yellow.
I don't
Yellow
want
deserves
it
A.
as-
Yellow's A at best.
I am surprised that Diamond and Pearl made it to A.
Diamond Pearl
I think Diamond
was
Pearl-
revolutionary.
They're good games.
17.
I think they deserve B, man. Like, how the fuck did they get there? Let me check on my.
Your numbers.
I am surprised that Diamond and Pearl are in
Surprised.
A. Truly.
Okay, I'm for keeping them in A. You're for one to put them in B. Daniel. A
Which
or B?
ones?
Diamond and Pearl.
No, Diamond Pearl stay there.
Okay,
For sure.
overruled.
Okay. No, I mean, I like the Pokemon, but I'm surprised about the advancement of the series.
If anything, yellow should be in the same league as blue and red, in my opinion. But
Sprite work. Sprite work.
is
bumps
Sprite
it
Work
up.
that big?
Sprite
Is it- Yellow
The-
is the most playable version of the first Pokemon games, and the first Pokemon games are playable, hardcore. Yellow is
I don't
replayable
know if I
to
agree
this
with
date, and that I think adds.
Have you?
Sun and
It just-
Moon
it
is
just
in
looks
C
good.
though,
What-
and I like Sun and Moon.
When was the last time you looked at the sprite work differences between blue and red and yellow?
It just-
No,
it looks
I look.
good.
I'm
It looks
aware.
good.
I'm aware.
It's like
They're
it
bad.
really is a big.
Like
jump.
Golbat looks like shit. I mean, we can
Yeah.
pull it up real quick, but like I don't know, like Sprite.
You could just put in Golbat on Bulbapedia.
blue, red. I'm sure we'll get great things if I just Google this, because we'll get Golbat somewhere. Oh god, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, sorry.
Just go to
This one.
the list of Pokemon by national.
They're in charge are just like they're so cramped.
Why
in
can't
their
I?
blocks.
Why can't I zoom this? What? What is happening? Nothing.
Just go to your tab that's a list of Pokemon by national index. Scroll all the way up.
All the way up.
I'm all the way up. And just click on
all the way up.
Blastoise. And scroll all the way down.
It's the last scroll.
Blastoise's Mega Evolution is one of the dumbest ones.
It's not.
terrible.
good.
It's just a
It's not as bad as
bigger
Venusaur.
cannon.
Venusaur is not.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen
Venusaur is
Show
worse.
me.
You have seen it.
Okay.
It's a real bummer.
Yeah, red and blue.
Click it.
It's terrible.
It's a whole
It's right
lot
there,
of
bro.
rolls.
It's awful. It's a whole lot of
Now
awful.
go
He's so
back and
chunky.
look at yellow.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
yellow's better for sure. Oh my god, it's so much better.
Like a trillion. times.
Jesus Christ, it's so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't mean we rank it higher.
Yes, it is.
One whole fucking league? Fine, but no higher.
That's fine. I
Okay.
don't want it any higher.
I think Black 2 and White 2 belong in S tier, personally, but whatever.
I am amenable to that, but I personally think it should stay in A tier.
Yeah,
But
I
I haven't played them.
I have Heart Gold, Soul Silver at 18, and I have Black and White at 17.5, so that sounds about right. I
I
have
feel like
Yellow
S
at...
tier should be protected.
It's-
Truly, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are phenomenal games. Emerald is a game that adds great things to a game that is controversial, but like is like skeptical.
Hold up.
And
I'm almost like here. No?
I would agree with that. I personally
No?
think that Sapphire and Ruby are
I'm-
phenomenal games, and Emerald like really brings it up a notch.
No, I think
But
Emerald's
I
A.
would be fine with Emerald there.
I'm open to being democratic. Do you? Okay, you want an A tier? Do you want an A or S tier?
I will agree with A tier.
A tier. That's fine.
Emerald is an A tier
Cool.
because Ruby and Sapphire are a true B tier.
I can't in good conscience have have black 2 white 2 in S tier because of the designs. There's so many bad designs in that generation.
Fine.
Like you just can't.
Fine.
There's 156 of them.
But we agree
They're
on the
not
S
good.
tier.
What's that?
We agree on S tier as it is.
Yes, I I think those are the 3 best Pokemon
Wait,
games.
so which were these two?
Heart Gold, Soul. Oh, that's Black 2, White 2.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think that the Sun and Moon.
Is better.
I think that the Sun and Moon reimagining of the Gen 1 Pokemon deserve a better spot. I think that the remix. I know that it's like a weird configuration of the Pokemon genre, but the creature configuration that they did.
Look, I love the Alolan forms. I love the Alolan forms.
I think those are.
I
Really
don't
cool.
disagree, but I don't think it makes Sun and Moon higher. So I will not give Sun and Moon higher than a B. No way. And I think if anything,
Is that what they are right now?
they're
They're
at
They're
C.
at C.
I will not give them higher than where
where's
they're at.
Ultra Sun and Moon? Like in
Same
C
thing,
too?
right here.
Okay.
These two,
Okay.
same shit. I will. God, having gone from Sun and Moon to Ultra Sun and Moon, it felt underwhelming because Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon felt like I don't know how do you describe it. They felt like just Sun and Moon finished, like polished, right? Like it didn't feel special.
We have some comments here. I can't fully see it well.
They said bring back Chubby Pikachu.
Let's see.
Chubby Pikachu is
Your
great.
screen is in
That's
the way
why
of all your
Charmander
incorrect
is
choices.
I moved it.
You have inspired us to make our own list. We're ranking best burgers in Chicago.
I mean, like
Best burgers.
I don't eat beef anymore, but whatever.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
I'm also.
I don't go out.
Now.
Fuck Kuma's Corner.
I don't go out, so I can't help you with that, Yutan.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
I'm
man.
sure whatever you pick is wonderful.
I don't. I feel like this is good. I feel like Pokemon
This is decent.
Go.
Let's
Eevee
go.
and Pikachu should be in C. They're gorgeous Pokemon. They're the best graphic Pokemon we have. I don't think that new Pokemon games are gonna be better looking
Okay.
than Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu.
Okay,
are
I'm gonna executive decision this. Are we all good with S tier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for A tier, Black 2, White 2, do they deserve A tier?
Hell
S
yeah,
tier?
in my opinion.
A tier, S tier. Well,
A tier.
A tier.
A tier.
Okay. Crystal, A tier,
Yeah.
S tier. A tier. We all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yellow, A tier.
No. In my opinion.
No, I think Yellow is A tier.
A tier.
Yellow has like giving us like some things that we still don't have.
Yep.
And
Yellow-
like the latest Pokemon,
Yellow's
like, things
A-
we like that we still don't have. It's like a
Look, I will
game-changing game.
concede to these people, but I think Yellow's B tier and
It's the first true
Red and Blue are C
sequel,
tier.
first
But anyway.
true-
Two versus
yeah.
one. We're done. Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Emerald, A tier.
Emerald.
Yeah.
Where did I put it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I
Emerald's
numbered
A
it.
tier.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the best version of Ruby and
So
Sapphire.
the Gold and Silver B.
Yes, but
Yeah.
only because Heart Gold and Soul Silver are S tier.
Right.
Did it deserve 2 jumps or just 1 in terms of like? Yeah, I mean, there's so much. Yeah, it's the perfect. It's the perfect
They're really
summation
good.
of
Yeah.
them. Yep, they're B tier. That's fine.
Okay, so Ruby Sapphire Gen 3, same. Yeah,
As
more or
good
less.
as Gold and Silver, but not as good as the remix
Sure.
of Heart Gold and Soul
Okay,
Silver.
so Black and
and
White. I
That's
think
fine.
Black and White belong there. I think Red and Blue. I think also belong there. I have Red and Blue lower than the rest, honestly.
Which are great. B tier is like the standard of Pokemon games. Like
Yeah.
these are
I can
great
see that.
games.
I
These
can
are
see
great
that.
games
Yeah.
on their own.
Okay, so C, X and Y. Where do I have X and Y? Yeah, that stands for my evaluation of X and Y. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, same.
That's fine.
They're like sequels that are like not better than the originals, just expansions.
So I have Sun and Moon a little lower than X and Y by a decent margin, by 1.5, which is a lot in this measure.
I think
Interesting,
I think
yeah.
Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are better than Fire Red, Leaf Green.
I would
and
agree.
Or S.
I would agree. So,
So-
yeah, I agree overall with you on the placement there. So yeah, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, marginally better than Sun and Moon.
Right.
Only in the context of if I were to tell someone which one to play now. But if you had played every single one as it came out, Sun and Moon is marginally different.
Yeah.
And when you played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it was like, that's how I felt. I
No,
was like,
Fire Red and Green Leaf are not bad games. These are games I would play before I play Blue and Red, but they do not add anything. They truly are just like better sprite work.
They added the Sevi Islands, which I didn't play until later, and it was a small amount of gameplay.
It really
which is fun.
Fine, but it doesn't.
It's not much.
Yeah, like in our categories, it does not add up to much.
Yeah, I have it really
Fire
low.
Red and Green Leaf before I play Blue and Red in an emulator in my computer, but I would not think they are better. Historically, contextually,
You're hugging that Charmander.
I love my Chuck Mander.
My Chuck Norris Mander.
I have Fire Red and Leaf Green at the same level as ORAS.
Yep.
More or less,
Yep.
right? In terms of the impact they made on me personally. I don't know how you feel, I'll say.
Yeah, same here.
Um,
And Let's Go. I mean,
they didn't play it.
They're accessible. They're wonderful.
The overworld, the
torn,
only redeeming thing, there's a few redeeming things, the graphics are great, but the overworld Pokemon is amazing. They're going to have it in Sword and Shield.
I think Let's Go is gonna look better than Sword and Shield. Sadly,
No way.
I think that like,
Might.
Nintendo made Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee in a new engine, and that Sword and Shield are gonna be based on the Sun and Moon 2 engine.
It'll be the same, if not a little better than Let's Go, I think.
I don't
terms of the
think it's gonna be
engine.
better than Let's Go. I think it actually is gonna be like a tiny bit worse, and that's gonna hit a lot of players.
If it's not better than Let's Go, it's because they are not properly allotting the time and the labor to do so.
The labor for Game Freak is the...
surprised by it. I when I saw the E3 trailer, I thought it was gonna be a lot better.
Well,
But I am since the excitement, I have been underwhelmed by like their engine use, which 100% is the Sun and Moon 2 engine.
And for
Bummer,
the Pokemon,
but not bad.
I would 100% agree.
I
We'll
dropped
see.
that pen a million times.
It's okay. We will see when the game actually drops how
I'm
the
hopeful,
graphics are
I'm hopeful
for something
but
better.
Not.
Expectant.
I'm a little disappointed by what it has been. I was excited. Right. I was excited when the E3 trailers came out, and then immediately I like recontextualized myself.
I feel you.
This is our list.
That's a good point to end it on.
We're done.
This is our list.
Yeah.
We're hopeful, but a little, I don't know what the word is for Sword and Shield. Yeah, skeptical.
Skeptical about Sword and Shield.
Hopeful.
We love Gold and Silver. We love the new versions of Gold and Silver, and Platinum as like the game-changing version of the extra game.
I think this is a good definitive list, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Bang. Okay. So, signing off, we are Daniel Reguera,
Jose Quintero,
Joe Padilla.
Goodbye. This has been Techquila.
What a treat.
They're very drunk.
Woo! Yeah, we are. Okay, now I will stop streaming. Goodbye.